You should really bring the Knights of Favonius with you next time.
Alright, what's up everybody? Hey Lost. So I was gonna stream FGO and then Genshin Impact, but I'm really tired and I didn't think I could handle that, and I figured I'd do Genshin Impact then because they've got the side quest I want to see. And FGO is just the summer rerun, which is a bunch of farming right now. Hold on one second, I gotta twink the music. I finally bothered to go through all the steps you need to get Genshin to not minimize itself every time you click off to your other monitor. It's still kind of janky, but better than nothing. Hey Zerp. Alright, before we do the side quest, I'm gonna... I've been whipping my AP all day, because, you know, I'm a champ. So I'm gonna use some of my AP real quick. Basically, I mean, there may be a better way. This is just the only way I know how to do it. You go to where Genshin Impact is stored, right, like your program files. You find a folder called Genshin Game or whatever, and then in there you got your Genshin EXE. You make a shortcut to that. You open Properties, and then I forgot, I have to look it up again. You have to write some specific text at the very end of it. When you go into Properties, you go under the Target tab. At the very end of it, you do space and like dash, pop-up window or some shit. I can't remember exactly what it is. And then you apply it, and then you open the game through that. And then you can do the hotkey to make something windowed mode, which is Alt F5 enter. And that lets you do it. And then because you're in borderless window mode, it won't freak the fuck out. It means you are technically in borderless window mode though, so if you don't want that, then you're kind of shit out of luck. I'll wait to roll for the Yang CE until, I guess, what's her name? Brynhilder's rated up. Got MLB Yang CE with 123 SQ and 19 tickets. Wow, that's awesome. I hope I get that kind of luck. I need 4 copies of it, so I hope it goes well for me. I was going to stream FGO today because I know there's, you know, most of my audience wants to see that, but I'm just so pooped. I don't think I could have done the side quest here and FGO, so I figured I'd just do the side quest because I think it's more interesting than the summer rerun. I don't know. Maybe if I feel like better than I'm thinking, maybe we'll play a little FGO later. But I do not want to promise that because I don't feel super good. I only slept like 4.5 hours, which after having only slept like 6 hours, it's not great. Oh yeah, so I checked. Beidou, if you have like a weapon enhancement and you've got her Constellation 4, they don't overlap. So she's applying lightning and like the ice at the same time. So if I get Benny's Constellation 6, she's gonna be able to just overcharge, or overload. I haven't tried her yet. I'll do that in a second. I figure we'll do the side quest and we'll do that, and then I'll decide if I want to actually get her or not, because I'm on my hard safety net, and I only needed a few more rolls to get it. So if I want to get her, I can, but if I don't care for her, we'll just save it, because I want to get Jean, and she's probably getting rated up soon. Although I do have enough SQ that I could get her and Jean, but I want to get Constellation 1 Jean, so rather not do a 50-50 if I can help it. Hey, Stinky, thank you, man. Did you get the Yang CE? Not yet. I'm waiting for Brynhilder to be solo rated up. I don't know why, because I probably wouldn't level her because she's already leveled on my ult account, but I don't need the CE until later anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. Yeah, I don't know if Jean's rated up super soon, but because her costume's been data mined, she's definitely getting rated up in the next patch or two. So I'm gonna hold on to a good chunk of my SQ. I'm glad though she's not the next banner, because that means if I do roll to get what's her face, I'll have some extra time to get more. Also, if I could get another copy of Beidou, that would be the really good stuff. Alright, let me know if the sound volumes on music and game are off.
Thank you for coming on such short notice, Honorary Knight. I know you must be busy. Well, to make a long story short, there's a particular matter at hand that the Knights requires your assistance with. I've been meaning to have a word with you if the occasion presented itself, but as you know, Mondstadt's safety must always be my first priority.
Voice audio's a little low. Okay, hold on. That's one thing I don't think I can fix with the borderless window thing. I'll have to... Okay, that ought to do it. Might be too loud now, we'll see.
I have recently received multiple reports from the Knights of someone within the Lawrence clan having close dealings.
Hey Finn, what's up? Thank you for the gifted sub to Maniac. Feels good.
The Fatui? Again?
You know, they haven't... Normally it's like a meme, they're like Skeletor showing up all the time, but they actually haven't been in anything in a while.
But who are the Lawrence clan?
There was a dark period in Mondstadt's history when the aristocracy ruled over the city. The hard-won freedom that followed with the fall of Decarabian was lost once again, as slavery spread throughout the land. The first Dandelion Knight, Vanessa, spearheaded the revolution that overthrew the old aristocratic system and established the Knights of Favonius, leading Mondstadt to become the city that you see today.
Wasn't Vanessa like a gladiator? Because I noticed in the ruins of the old city, you can see like an arena, so I think that's like a whole shtick. Roman vibes.
The aristocrats that had oppressed the people of Mondstadt were none other than the Lawrence clan.
Oh, Paimon gets it! So the clan's descendants are now scheming with the bad guys to carry out more dubious deeds.
We suspect as much, though we have yet to obtain any solid evidence. The reason I summoned you here today is to ask you to help us.
Okay,
further
so I know that they're not making this lore up, like they're not pulling this out of their ass. Like this stuff is in the comic, and like this is just like the known things in people's bios, right? The developers and the writers have known about this plot point for a long time, and if you were hardcore about the game, you knew about this plot point for a long time. However, they have done a very bad job of like sowing the seeds of this in the earlier stories. So it kind of feels like they're just now giving us this information and it's just now going to be relevant and it might not ever be relevant again later, right? That's not good, right? And I know they're not pulling this out of their ass, but that's kind of the problem. They knew about this stuff and they didn't, you know, lead you into it. The previous stories didn't, you know, foreshadow it. So it's kind of lame to like, oh yeah, aristocratic past, jackasses, you know, blah 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 blah, but you know they're just dumping it on you all at once now. Like now that it's relevant, they're just like, oh yeah, this is a thing. So if you didn't know about that other stuff in the game, you'd think they were just making it up, you know, right now. So not the best storytelling there.
Unfortunately, the Knights of Favonius and the aristocracy have been at odds with one another for as long as I can remember. We've already considered every possible way of resolving our differences.
Murder, I mean,
the aristocracy remain
bribery?
antagonistic towards the Knights. No matter what stance we take when dealing with them, the outcome is always the same. Our efforts only result in adding more fuel to the flames.
So how does that family still have like that much power? Like where do they even live, right? Like they have to live somewhere. Like, you know, I'm sure that maybe they, you know, kept a hold of some wealth and blah, 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 but, you know, they have to actually live somewhere, right?
We could come knocking on their door on the grounds of a search warrant, but if the investigation were to come up empty, I'm afraid tensions and distrust would only increase. All of our past efforts would have been wasted. You are in fact the best candidate to represent the Knights of Favonius.
I don't buy that for a second. Like it's not like they're gonna care, right? Like they don't care if you're an honorary knight or a knight. And in terms of qualifications, there ain't no reason why. Well, actually, I take that back. When I think about her other options, I mean, you've got like Kaya and Amber and Lisa, right? The clown squad, right? And then Klee. Although actually, I feel like Klee's a pretty good pick this time. Just for, if you're gonna use bombs, I feel like now is the time.
Emphasize your role as the honorary knight.
Just tell Klee they got treasure. You're good. Problem solved.
Once you come to friendly terms with the Lawrence clan, you should be in a good position to learn more of their possible connections with the Fatui.
I like how she just casually says once you come to friendly terms with the Lawrence clan, like, yeah, you just befriend them and that's that. Matter of fact, right? Hold on a moment, I need to get water. I don't know why I didn't do this before the stream, but also there's an airplane flying over my house, so that's a thing. Okay, I'm back.
Whoa, leave it to Master Chief.
Catch the plane? Yeah, let me just do that real fast.
Perhaps such plans have become second nature after all the diplomatic issues I've dealt with. The name of the Lawrence clan member in question is Schubert. Lately, he can often be found strolling near the northern city walls. It is said that he is difficult to get along with due to his temperamental disposition, but if we approach him calmly, then things should go off without a hitch. Thanks again for your help. If you run into any snags along the way, I'll do anything in my power to support you.
Okay. I have no idea, Wonder. I have not used a laptop in a very long time. Although I used to love gaming laptops and such. I mean, I guess I still like them, really. It's just due to my having bought my own house and my work and such. And, you know, desktops makes more sense for me these days. But when I was younger, I was all about laptops. So, that's a face.
Huh? Who are you?
Hello, we're here too.
Hello? Did I hear you correctly? Hello? Huh. And I suppose you think that you can simply strut up here and greet me in such an ignoble and vulgar manner?
Ignoble. Haven't heard that in a while.
Given that I don't recognize you, I can only assume that you are a traveler of some variety. I'll have you know that you are speaking with the Schubert Lawrence, a blood descendant of the magnanimous nobility.
Now, see, again, they've known about this family for a while. They just haven't mentioned them in game until now. They really should have had, like, this guy's an NPC. You know, you could talk to him with some white text, but just acts like a dick. Maybe have, like, a passing mention in a previous main story, right? It'd be a lot more natural.
If you wish to address me, you'd best consider your words more carefully. Such nonchalant manners are inadmissible and will never do.
Yeah, I mean, they obviously don't want you to like this guy. At least, I don't think so. I guess we'll see. Maybe it's one of those whole starts bad, but heart of gold things. Who knows? But the voice actor's doing a good job of sounding like a snob.
Now, if you're somehow capable of understanding...
You're looking at a wall! That doesn't work. He's trying to, like, you know, turn away like you're not worthy of my time, blah. But imagine someone doing that. Like, imagine, you know, it's dumb enough if someone turns away from you like that. But imagine they turn away and they're just looking directly at a fucking wall. Right? Like they're in timeout. Like, oh, you're so serious. Like, man, maybe next time you can sit at the big boy table. Like, holy shit, man.
That's etiquette? Paimon's never heard of something so complicated before.
Huh. In former times, when people knew their place and respected traditions, such conduct was only basic courtesy when greeting a nobleman, and neglecting your manners would result in a swift whipping. But look at the world now. Rules have been thrown to the wayside and manners forgotten. I cannot bear to see such degradation. What did you say? You dare question the dignity of the nobility? I'll have you know that though the Lawrence clan is in decline, myself and others of noble blood are looking for a chance to restore our rightful honor.
Why would you say that? Like, we've known this guy for like, I don't know, 25 seconds? Like, no, just spill the whole plan, man. Like, why the fuck would you say that?
Just look around. The people are unruly and undisciplined. I, however, strive to retain the elegance and etiquette of the nobility.
Now see here.
We are of a completely different breed by birth. Save your words. I find your manners and
The music is amazing for this.
I have nothing to discuss with the likes of you. Besides, I am in no way obligated to instruct commoners on basic courtesies. Now I have more pressing matters to attend to. I'll take my leave.
So this
That went rather well, I think.
by difficult to get along with. Let's head back and talk things over with her.
Why has Diluc not been in literally any part of Genshin Impact since, like, the initial story? Right? And I feel like they really left that, like, whole plot thread hanging, like, with the Abyss Order and Kaya and everything. And then you had that whole kerfuffle with the Abyss Order, and at no point you're like, oh yeah, and maybe we could, you know, talk to Diluc about this.
Well, if it isn't the honorary knight, I'm just on my way out to gather some intel. I
Oh.
didn't expect to run into you here.
Boy, it's carrots.
Huh? Judging by your expression, you must have run into some trouble.
Master Jean tasked us with a special assignment, but things seem to have run aground for the moment.
No need to get down on yourself. Sometimes things just don't turn out as planned. Even I can't guarantee useful intel every time I'm dispatched. You just have to keep at it and never give up. Hey.
I like the NPC in the back.
What's the problem?
Like, what the fuck are they doing?
Master Jean asked us to build a connection with someone named Schubert Lawrence, but it turns out that he's a peculiar character that doesn't listen to anyone, especially Paimon.
Aha, Schubert! I know him. Let me guess. He said you didn't have any manners. I've been on the receiving end of his lectures many a time. The Lawrence clan can be very particular about such things.
You mean everyone in the Lawrence clan is just a big headache?
As aristocrats, they believe there should be a certain distance between themselves and common folk. I understand their thinking, but that's just not how things are anymore. However, there is one exception among the Lawrence clan, my good buddy, Eula.
Buddy?
That's right. Not only is she from the Lawrence clan, but she's also captain of the Knights of Favonia's 4th Company.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I knew she was a knight, but I didn't realize she was a fucking captain. How the fuck has she not been in the story this entire time? Again, they knew about this plotline since before the game launched. Like, and they put Rosaria in the game long before she was playable. Speaking of which, does anyone else feel like they kind of built up to Rosaria and then never actually delivered anything? I mean, like, her gameplay's fine and all that, but I mean, like, she didn't have a story or anything. They kind of like hinting at the character, and you know, she mingles a bit, but then nothing ever happened, right? And then she was summonable, but it's still nothing, right? It was kind of weird. And that's like the opposite here, right? They should have built this up. You know, they could have had her, you know, at least be here and there occasionally. You know, very little, right? It doesn't have to be a lot, but it's kind of silly that just out of the blue, they're just like, oh yeah, Lawrence clan, past of Mondstadt, Lawrence clan person's been in the Knights this whole time. Now I get it, they did legitimately plan this a long time ago, but from a viewing standpoint, it completely looks like they just made this character up, like, oh yeah, no, they're a captain, right? And it's like, Jesus, like, it's kind of silly.
Eula is special. She's not quite like the other members of her clan. She has her own beliefs, and it shows.
I mean, that's like every person on the planet. I would hope we are, you know, on the same page here.
In other words, she doesn't really adhere to the strict rules and conventions of her family. However, she's still quite knowledgeable about dealing with the Lawrences. I'm sure you'll see what I mean if you meet her.
That's strange. If Eula is a member of the Lawrence clan, then why would Master Jean choose us for the task?
The
Couldn't she
weird
just
nun.
ask Eula?
Well, it's a little complicated. Basically, the Lawrence clan is frowned upon the fact that Eula joined the Knights. Her family members don't particularly care for her. In their eyes, Eula is nothing but a traitor to the family.
We're being eavesdropped on. And she got Thanos snapped. Damn. That was unfortunate.
She's very easy to get along with. Just explain the situation, and I'm sure she'll help you.
You think someone would, I don't know, look into that?
In fact, I think she's out in the wilderness on patrol this morning. You should be able to find her around storm.
Why would a captain be out on patrol? What?
Thanks, Amber. All right, you heard her. Let's go find Eula.
And then how was she not involved during any of the
Good luck,
storm
you two.
terror
There are
stuff?
my own matters to investigate.
Who would have guessed the Knights have a member of the Lawrence clan?
That's pretty far out. You think Jean could have mentioned this to begin with, by the way?
Well, if you want to learn about the conduct of the Lawrence clan, who better to ask than one of their own family members?
I'm still on board with we should put Klee in charge of this matter. I'm just saying. Hey, look, Fatui.
The Fatui? What are they doing here?
Why are they not playable? I mean, look at these guys.
Let's fight first.
Got these cool masks. Dude's got a fucking gun. We're over here using bows and swords, and that guy's got a gun. Okay, he just shot a rock, but warning shot. There we go. You know, I just realized none of my characters on the team are even remotely good for fighting this guy. Well, this is going to be painful. If I had realized that sooner, I would have attacked him first, so I killed him before he got his shield up, but, especially considering the fact that they're not very fun to fight 1v1, the gun guys. They look cool, though. Oh, there's the champion. Oh shit, get him! Pull the trigger! Pull the trigger! Fucking plot armor. We're gonna go out on a limb here and say that guy's not gonna win this fight, but oh shit, he dodged though! I thought he was gonna die right there! Okay, there it is. Feels bad. He dodged one. I'll take that, though. I mean, it's kind of confident, you know. Would have killed us.
Think twice before reaching for your sword, do you? Do you have any idea how long I've been tracking these targets?
I mean, you know, sometimes they drop loot.
And now you get to stake a claim. You think you're stronger because you got to them first? Mark my words, vengeance will be mine.
The fuck was that camera angle? That wasn't even fan service. That was just like I legitimately think the camera didn't operate the way it was supposed to there, right? Like, it kind of zoomed in randomly, didn't do anything. That was so random. What the fuck?
That's right. I heard.
That wasn't even horny. That was just like weird zoom in on nothing, and then like a quickly changed
We're
angle.
making quick work of them too. If I didn't make my move, you would have been able to take all the credit.
Yeah, we gotta make our name in those newspapers, you know.
Still, I'm glad you're unscathed. Confronting that number of Fatui at once can be dangerous.
Sorry, Paimon doesn't understand what you mean, but thanks for your concern.
Concern? Why would I be concerned for the safety of my arch-enemies?
Arch-enemies? Wait a minute! You were saying how glad you were that we were unscathed a second ago!
By which I meant, if you were injured, I'd have to escort two strangers guilty of stealing my targets all the way back to Mondstadt.
Okay, so I thought she called us her arch enemies because of the whole, you know, honorary knight thing, but then she just said strangers, so she doesn't even know who we are. So wouldn't you think it's weird that we don't have a vision? I'm just saying, I kind of feel like earlier in the story, they had people be like, why don't you have a vision? What the fuck? And then because it happened once, they don't want to repeat that plot point, but it, you know, it would actually be weird at this point. But meanwhile, hilly trolls though.
Which would mean you'd cause me even more trouble. my vengeance would be swifter still.
Huh? So that's how you see all this?
Am I the only one that feels like she kind of talks like Fish? It's just not quite the same, but she kind of seems like she's in Lululand. I'm just saying.
Yes, that's me.
Paimon thinks she's pretty strange. Although at least we can communicate with her.
You dare to call someone you've just met strange? Forget the aristocracy. That's rude even by normal standards. Speaking of which, how do you know my name?
This is the honorary knight of the Knights of Favonius. And speaking of rude, we're trying to investigate an aristocrat named Schubert Lawrence. He's so obsessed with etiquette that he's not even willing to speak with us.
I understand now.
She's a weirdo.
That's my uncle, all right.
Oh god.
But why do you mean to investigate him? I see. You have some nerve to faming a family member right in front of me. I will have vengeance for this too.
No.
Yep, that's very very Fish.
Master Jean. It's just an investigation, that's all.
To the everyday citizens of Mondstadt, everyone in the Lawrence clan is scum. It's natural for rumors and unwarranted gossip to lead to such suspicion.
Hard to avoid such a reputation when you're known as the ruthless rulers of old Mondstadt.
Oh, so that's what you think of me?
I mean, sins of the father, blah blah
Another
blah.
transgression to avenge.
But didn't you say it first? Oh.
Curious. We've only just met, and you've already given me 3 causes for vengeance. It's been a while since I've encountered anyone as interesting as you. I assume you need me to teach you the conduct of the Lawrence clan. Only then will you finally be able to communicate with my uncle, correct?
That's right. Amber told us to come and talk to you.
Well then, let's begin your training immediately. It'll be easier to train when we're back in Mondstadt.
Oh god.
Will require
Why are we even doing this? I don't know, like, why, we're not getting paid enough for this. I don't, like, the whole thing about, like, the Lawrence clan at the beginning, I don't think it would hinge that much on this one guy. I don't know why we're bothering.
We can put that aside for now. Besides, if it's the acting Grandmaster's assignment, and Amber's the one who recommended me, I should comply.
Paimon's confused. This girl's all vengeance this and revenge that.
Yep, Fish.
But she doesn't seem the least bit angry.
She's Fish. Slightly less nutty. Hold on, I accidentally just blocked my own chat.
Paimon has met bigger.
There we go. I had OBS covering it up. At least so far the plot is decently focused. Some of the side quests are just so bad about that.
Ah, you finally arrived. There's no time to spare, so we'll begin with our first lesson.
Wait, hold on. There's something we need to clear up first. Otherwise it'll keep bugging us.
I miss Child.
So that's still on your mind, huh? Maybe you're the ones who can't let things go. Don't worry, there's a time and place for exacting vengeance. Besides, I'm not in the mood for any right now. Best save it for later.
You need to be in the right mood for vengeance.
I already have a long list of vengeance to exact. Even if I wanted to begin now, I'd have to start in the right order. Who knows how long it will be before I get to you?
Well, if you have so much to take care of, wouldn't it just be easier to give us a clean slate?
Absolutely not. Stealing my targets, calling me a ruthless ruler, and suspecting my uncle. All worthy of vengeance in my eyes.
At least she remembers.
Don't worry, at least not whilst we're investigating this matter. I'm sure you're familiar with the phrase, a man of moral integrity fears no slanderous attack. If Uncle Schubert didn't commit any wrongdoing, then any such investigation will prove fruitless. But if he did commit a wrongful act, then he should bear the full punishment.
That's actually a good mindset. A lot of people are actually really bad about that. It's kind of like if they believe something, maybe religion or political viewpoint or whatever, you shouldn't be worried about scrutiny, right? If whatever you believe is true, then it should hold up to investigation, being questioned, that kind of thing. Generally, when you're afraid of being questioned, it's because you're not actually sure it's correct, right? That's not always true, though. Some people just can't be bothered, but that's very common, though, like where people, the only reason they don't want to be questioned is because they're worried they're not actually right in the first place.
I'm sure you understand. Good. Now, there are two key points that aristocrats attach great importance to: your manner of speech and your bearing. Let's begin with your manner of speech. Aristocrats have a very unique way of carrying conversation, even with mundane daily topics.
Like, trying to be a spy right now.
Learn some unique conversation.
Well, for example, sometimes it is legitimately rude to question someone because, like, the context might be ridiculous or might be none of your business or whatever. So I'm not necessarily talking about, like, that's all context specific, right? Like, sometimes people aren't putting their ideas out there in a public forum, and then people start questioning them when it's kind of like you're sitting there having dinner and some guy goes the Kool-Aid man comes through the wall, and then it starts questioning your moral beliefs or whatever, and it's kind of like, I'm eating dinner though, right? Like, so there's reasons to not put up with that kind of thing. But it's kind of like, let's say you have your own belief, whatever it is, again, religion, politics, whatever, some people don't want to hear what the other side has to say, or they don't even want to question it themselves. Never mind other people questioning it, they don't want to question it because they're like worried about it being proven wrong, which makes no sense. If it is true, then you should have nothing to be worried about. The deeper you dive, the safer it should be if it is correct. And if it's not correct, well, then it's good you figured out that it wasn't correct.
Mark my words.
What? See, there it is again! It just zooms in on like nothing, and then it's like upward angle. Is this like an anime thing?
Not even close. And besides, it sounds strange.
Hey! Paimon learned it from you! And didn't you say not to call others strange? It seems you don't respect the rules of your own clan.
Correct?
No, I've no need to trouble myself with such frivolous formalities. Here, allow me to demonstrate. For example, when greeting a friend, you could say, "As the morning dew greets the coming dawn, so do I greet you, my dear friend."
As the morning dew does what now?
However, such a phrase may only be used during the morning hours. Also, the party with whom you're speaking must be of approximately the same status as you.
I'm pretty sure what she's saying is she knows how to say all the bullshit, she just doesn't because it's dumb, which I would agree with.
Morning dew is not uncommon, so it expresses that friendship should not be measured by value, yet also suggests that friendship between aristocrats is pure like water.
Okay, this is just getting Resident Sleeper.
Oh, no. You must be prudent with your words. Calling someone a good friend could easily offend them.
But didn't you just say my dear friend in your example?
I don't know.
Yes, I did. But you must know in the Lawrence family, dear friend is a set phrase that can only be used towards certain friends with whom one is acquainted, but not particularly close. It sounds much more pleasant to call an acquaintance a dear friend. So, another thing to remember. Aristocrats are concerned with face and being polite. However, if you were to use dear friend to address an intimate friend, the recipient would think that you were deliberately trying to estrange them. This is only the first step in making a greeting. After addressing one another, you then exchange courtesies.
Wait. This is all too abstract. Perhaps it would be better if you gave some real-life demonstrations.
Please put Kaya in this fucking story. Like, Kaya showing up right now would be so good.
Ah. Very well. Come with me. We'll choose some bystanders to converse with.
Like, literally have Kaya walk by right now. Best thing ever. I don't think he's gonna care for this.
Oh, you're Eula of the Lawrence clan, right? This can't be good.
You there, lowly laborer. You stand in the presence of a member of the illustrious Lawrence clan. I have words for you. Please acknowledge the glory bestowed upon thee by the nobility... what comes next? Oh, right. By solemnly kneeling to the ground with utmost sincerity.
Boy, that's not gonna happen.
Huh? I can't make heads or tails of anything you're saying.
Hold on. What did they always teach me? Whenever a dispute arises, protection of your family's prestige and dignity.
This
only
isn't
stays
going
in
very well.
precedence. Got it. As a lowly commoner, you shall maintain absolute reverence when speaking with those under which you so graciously toil. How dare you speak in such a manner?
Is everyone from the Lawrence clan so strange?
I know, man. They're literally like official here with the nonsense.
The days of the Lawrence clan's tyranny have long passed. I don't care what you're trying to do. Just beat it.
Now that's a response I can get behind. Fucking wrecked kid.
Like I said, I don't care what you're doing. I have nothing to say to any member of the Lawrence clan. And here's a word of advice. I wouldn't be caught dead walking too closely with any one of their like in Mondstadt. If that's all, I'll be going. I'm afraid I won't be able to control myself if we talk any longer.
Hey! Don't leave! Halt! Mark my words, vengeance will be mine!
Wow. The Lawrence
Yep, pretty much
family
fish.
does carry a terrible reputation.
Never mind him. I could have predicted as much. Let's find someone else.
Can he be summonable? Also, was it Wagner, whatever, the blacksmith? That guy's like the best.
You there, lowly toiler. You stand in the presence of a member of the illustrious Lawrence clan. I have words for you. Please acknowledge the glory bestowed upon thee by the nobility, and solemnly kneel to the ground with utmost sincerity. Huh? Why don't you respond? According to the custom, I must wait until you kneel completely before I can say the next words. Right. I mustn't look at you too long, or I'll be drawing more attention to our difference in status. Oh dear, I've already stared at you for quite a while. Fine.
I don't think he's even
Spare
listening.
yourself the formality of kneeling, as it may be a little inconvenient. I shall continue. Oh, wait. I think there's a line for people with rude attitudes in this situation.
Hey, stop bothering me or else I might say something you wouldn't like to hear. Then again, I've got no words for anyone from the Lawrence clan.
That is Pro ZD.
Again? What's with this attitude?
Yes, I don't think his attitude will change. If I keep grandstanding like this, the outcome won't be good. Let's try to find someone else to talk to. I'll remember your unwillingness to comply. Mark my words, vengeance will be mine.
I'd like to point out, if they're trying to do a demonstration, you don't need to use live test subjects, right? You can just talk to, you know, Amber, Kaya, whatever, and they can know it's a demonstration, right? Like, just talking to randos, not the best idea.
There, lowly worker.
Yeah, I've already heard it all before. Look, just spare me the time. Our answer's always the same. We've got nothing to say to the likes of you. I mean, seriously, can't you just take a hint?
Please calm down. We don't want to cause any trouble.
I know she's a Knight of Favonius, and that the Knights wouldn't misplace their trust, but the name Lawrence carries too much weight with it. Even to this very day, the descendants of the Lawrence clan are still scheming.
Honestly, I think the bigger problem is the way she's speaking right now, and not so much her name, but, you know, called me, old-fashioned.
You are purposefully using their awkward way of speaking just to put on an act? Don't you care for the feelings of us ordinary folk?
You have a point, but mark my words, this transgression will not go unnoticed.
Huh? You want to fight? Listen here. I may be no match for you, but I'll be sure to lodge a complaint with the Knights of Favonius.
Oh shit, he wants to speak to the manager. What are you gonna do now?
I'm sorry, but I want her to understand that I'm serious. Listen here. If you don't want things to get more unpleasant, then you'd better just stop.
Forget it. There's no point in quarreling any further. Let's go.
Well, we did not accomplish jack shit there. Well done. Good use of our time.
It's
Jean will be
alright.
impressed.
This happens quite often. Let's find someone else to talk to.
Paimon thinks we've seen enough now. Let's just stop. Actually, Paimon thinks we should apologize for asking you to demonstrate for us. We had no idea
I mean, we were...
the feelings between the Lawrence...
I mean, literally all parties involved are pretty stupid for, like, trying to do that to random people. Like, what the hell?
What can we do? The Lawrence name is already a dirty word among every household in Mondstadt. Even 3-year-olds know the story. I see this kind of attitude all the time. Don't worry. What with me being a Knight of Favonius, they're usually willing to speak a few words with me. Perhaps my aristocratic manner of speech provoked them today. Believe me.
No, you think? Like, kneel, peasant! Like, yeah, that would go over well. Yeah, guys, just try that in real life. See how far you get. By the way, we here at Green Incorporated do not take any responsibility for any physical injuries that you may incur.
This is the way things are normally for you? There's no need for them to direct their anger at you personally.
I mean, when you talk like that, there is. Hello? Again, they don't know that you're... Like, hey, we're kind of trying to learn how to talk like a dick. You know, can you play along here? No, we just start talking to them like a dick, right? Like, what the fuck?
That's the way things are. Perhaps it's just fate for those who have made mistakes. Accepting punishment is only fair, right? But when your family has committed atrocities, I'm afraid there's no easy path to reconciliation.
This music, though.
As memories are carried in the city breeze, the faults of such grievances are passed from one generation to the next. It is now... At least I have a means of living a relatively normal life compared to the elders of my family. I have nothing to be discontented about.
Yeah, why were you so willing to try and demonstrate for us?
Oh, that reminds me. That last person will not escape my vengeance either. Let's leave it at that. Just think of it as something I like to do. But unfortunately, you probably didn't learn much from those conversations. It seems we have no other choice but to find more people to talk to.
Literally, why don't you just tell them in advance what you're doing? There's no drawback here. It's speaking practice, right? I don't understand. Like, there's no need for the ambush nonsense here.
No need. Besides, the Traveler's pretty sharp. And
Like,
nothing gets
you could just go talk to Jean.
Paimon thinks we
Like, what the fuck?
Right? Right? We'll just have to roll with it for now. Let's just keep Eula from getting anyone else riled up.
Well then, I'm glad you learned something. You're already halfway toward mastering aristocratic conduct.
We are not. We are absolutely not. You said something about, like, morning dew, then some bullshit about peasants, and, like, that, literally nothing.
A proper manner of speech is more aesthetic than anything else. It stems from their taste for refinement. But we must also practice your bearing. I have a very effective way of training for this. Come with me to Dragonspine.
What? Can you imagine? You're sitting here trying to figure out how to we're basically being a spy right now, right? We're trying to get in good with the Lawrence clan so we can figure out what they're up to, right? That is ultimately the plot of this story, right? And so we're trying to learn how to hold the teacup with our pinky out, right? And imagine the person trying to teach you how to act like a twat is like, okay, but real quick, let's go like many miles away to the frozen fucking mountain. Like, this is some like wax on, wax off shit for learning how to speak, man. Like Dragonspine. Like, look at the map. And look on the very back side of it. Like, how the that's so nonsense. Oh, video games sometimes. And she's just standing here. Like, what? She's been out here all day? Right? Like, are they gonna show up? Like, I like how there's like a healing troll blockade here too. Is this a daily right now? I don't even. Let me see. I don't remember this being here normally. I just got my ass kicked by some thorns. Huh, I don't know.
It's so cold. Does aristocrat training really need to be done here?
Wouldn't we say that before we marched out here?
If you wish to truly achieve the dignified conduct of an aristocrat, you must learn to remain composed and elegant even amidst harsh conditions.
I don't think I'm gonna call him Sherbert. There we go. I don't think the Sherbert guy would be composed out here. Maybe I'm wrong, but
For example, you can see that part of the path up ahead is quite difficult to traverse. But a well-trained aristocrat would not only effortlessly proceed forward, but do so without a stain on their garment and their elegance fully intact.
Paimon thinks we've left the realm of aristocrats and entered the realm of adventuring. Compared to what we've already seen, this should be a piece of cake. Paimon thinks so too. But you've got this in the bag.
before annoying minigame.
This time. All right, let's get started. Remember, you must be graceful and elegant. Don't get knocked or launched into the air. That would be most unsightly.
I wonder if those obstacles were supposed to be there. Oh look, they're back. Imagine this story and then D-Luke just starts throwing like dragons everywhere. I'm sorry, phoenixes everywhere. It's like, yeah, very elegant there. Don't. God damn it! Physics. You can't teleport during this, really? Game? Really? I like how that's where it knocked me? Okay, you're killing me right now, game. Fucking balloons. Wait, are you just supposed to touch these?
Not bad. A lot better than I had anticipated, at least.
I don't know about that.
Paimon almost didn't make it through. Good thing we didn't get stuck. So, are we aristocrats now?
Don't flatter yourselves. We've only just begun. This scenario
Imagine if that's how you became an aristocrat.
In the face of a real battle, one would seldom have a chance to stop and evaluate the situation. There's a ley line monolith just up ahead that will attract nearby monsters.
Oh, I think you mean Dragon's Meridian.
True elegance is the ability to calmly yet swiftly make decisions in the heat of battle. My family set only the highest expectations for me, even as a child. Let's proceed, shall we?
Okay, we're getting a little off base with the story now, I'm just saying.
This is the ley line monolith. Go ahead, activate it.
See,
But be
how
careful not to
come...
get launched into the air or frozen while fighting. That would be most unsightly.
How come Genshin Impact, which has a fairly unreliable track record with translations, it's not like their translations are wrong all the time, plenty of their translations are totally accurate, but you know, sometimes they are inaccurate, and some of that's just how, there's always a degree of subjectivity to translating, but, I don't feel like ley line is that difficult to translate. It really isn't, and it's something you see in a lot of media, right? It's kind of like mana, right? Mana is in so much, you know, anime, video games, comic books, etc. So I will never understand why FGO NA decided to translate ley line into Dragon's fucking Meridian, right? Like, that's just going so over the top with it, right? It's just ridiculous. Man, what do the slimes ever do to us? Other than, you know, attack us all the time. Oh god, you have to defeat 10 of these.
I'm going in.
Those aren't even slimes. Wrecked.
Well done. Your performance was most impressive. And you managed to remain calm even in these grueling dragon spine surroundings. I'm starting to wonder if even I could have done the same.
They really need to give you like a hard mode, so you can make your world tougher, because you can only scale up so much. I'm literally at the highest world level you can be at in terms of difficulty, right? I wish they'd add like those resistance things from that event, but worldwide, because then enemies don't flinch, and that means you have to respect their movesets, and they're tougher and all that. I really hope they do that, because I'd love it if my open world was dangerous as fuck, and I had to like respect enemies. And if I fought like an abyss mage with an axe, giant axe hilly troll, you have to actually worry about their different movesets. That'd be great, because that's what you had to do in that event, and I really enjoyed that. Where yeah, otherwise it's so easy to just body everything.
Given such an outstanding performance, it seems there is little left for me to teach you.
Like Paimon said, adventuring is our specialty. So, that's it for our training, right? Then let's get out of Dragonspine before Paimon turns into a popsicle.
Hold on. I was commending the Traveler's performance just now. You, on the other hand, seem to have made no progress at all.
What? You mean Paimon was also part of the training?
Yes, of course. You were frantically flying and dashing about throughout the entire thing. Not an elegant sight at all. Did you even listen to anything I was trying to teach you?
Yeah, that's it. It's too cold here. Besides, Paimon was paying attention to the Traveler.
Whatever the reason, not heeding my instructions. A cause for vengeance, perhaps. Now, drink this.
Huh? What is it? Are you trying to poison Paimon?
Certainly not. It's warm milk. Didn't you just say that you were free?
How do you have warm milk on you? Right, I get there's like magic in this unit. I mean, okay, wait a minute. We can't talk. What am I, like, we hit the B button, and we've got like, we've got a teapot with a whole like city in it. We've got like 1,000 artifacts. We've got so much fruit and food and branches. We have like whole trees in our bag. We have like the kitchen sink, right? Like, I mean, yeah, I can't say shit here. Ancient Adepti are...
Are you still planning on the whole vengeance thing?
If I wasn't, then why would I care about you being cold? If you turned into a Paimon popsicle, that would ruin my plans for vengeance now, wouldn't it? So, dear friend, don't die on me out here.
It's awfully Vegeta of you.
All in the name of vengeance. No need to thank me. Now then, given that your training is complete, it's time we return to Mondstadt. I already have something in mind. Let's pay Sarah a visit at Good Hunter.
Does this lady have any friends? Because if she has one, why didn't we go to them when we were doing the speaking training thing, right? Like, it's just, I'm never gonna get over how dumb that part was. Like, no one would have thought that was a good idea. Yeah, Amber. I guess Amber's off on some bunny adventure, racing a tortoise or something. Oh, I lied. She lost the race.
Oh, hey, Eula. I see you've met the honorary knight.
We meet again, Amber. Seems we're just bound to run into you these days.
Well, I just got back and was thinking about grabbing a bite at Good Hunter. But now that you're here, why don't we all eat together?
Where are the other knights, man?
Since we've last shared a meal together. Come, take a seat. We can discuss my uncle's gift while we eat.
Oh god.
Yes? Is there something else you'd like to order?
Could you please prepare a serving of my uncle's favorite, gebratenes Fleisch mit Sauerkraut? We'll take it as a gift to him later.
Coming right up. It'll take some time to prepare. I'll have it here at the counter once it's ready.
Hold on a moment. Is this satisfying salad also something that Amber ordered?
It never ends, man.
No, she didn't order it. But because she didn't order any vegetables, I thought I'd throw in a salad on the house. You know, to contrast all the meat dishes.
So, we clearly didn't order this, yet you prepared it without authorization. Mark my words, this transgression will not go unnoticed.
You're gonna take revenge on her for giving us a free salad?
You should know me by now. That's the kind of villainous character I am. Well then, please wait a moment while I get the dish for your uncle started.
Literally fish, by the way. Just slightly less weird and more, dumb?
Delicious unauthorized delicacies. Sarah will pay for this.
Why would you choose gebratenes Fleisch mit Sauerkraut as a gift for your uncle? Hyman's never even heard that dish before.
This dish isn't actually on Good Hunter's menu. Only long-standing patrons such as my uncle would know about the dish. The old aristocrats seem to take a liking to it.
Because of the sour flavor of the sauerkraut, not too many people are fond of it these days. I guess it's become less popular over time. Eula treated me to the dish once, and I couldn't even finish a bite. I've nicknamed it gebratenes Fleisch mit Vengeance ever since. Ugh.
I never expected us to have such completely different tastes in food. If I weren't in such a good mood, I'd say that constitutes grounds for transgression. Of course not. It's hard to find someone in Mondstadt that attracts contempt as much as she does.
Wow.
It's fine when you're just joking between us, but I'm afraid our honorary knight might misunderstand you. Eula's always talking about vengeance, but that's just how she is. It's nothing you should take too seriously.
But I am serious, and I'll remember every transgression committed against me. Ugh, it's no wonder so many people dislike you.
Hyman's starting to realize that Eula is actually a very good person.
That is way too big of a jump. Like, that is going from Z to A, lady. Like, whoa now. There are many other steps involved here.
There's no need to be so awkward when you want to say something nice.
Like, nothing's even happened yet.
A social pariah, have you?
Well, no?
So that's why you wouldn't understand how hard it is for a bad person to try to be good. It's impossible for me, and I have no intention of acting like a good person. All right, no need to look so sullen. I'm just kidding. Come on, let's eat. The food is getting cold.
Ooh, I'm stuffed. I'll see Sarah about the bill.
No need. I've left the Mora under the plate. If you try to settle
By the
it with
way,
a person, she won't accept
I
you.
really fail to understand why the entirety of the world of Tevat uses Mora. It's kind of nonsense. You are never going to get that many kingdoms that are that far away from each other agreeing upon one set currency. They're just gonna make their own currency. Like, welcome to reality. Like, that's not a thing in real life, right? The only things that get even in real life, the only things that get universally traded are things that have actual value, right? Like, you know, currencies are normally, you know, they're going to be pretty nation-specific or area-specific unless it's something like trading, you know, metals or, you know, food or whatever, because those have an inherent usefulness, right? There's no way you're going to get the whole fucking world to use the same goddamn currency. Like, that is so not going to happen.
Don't underestimate my ability to exact revenge. Sarah won't get the upper hand this time.
Now, from a gameplay standpoint, though, you don't want a bunch of different currencies for every region, because that would be awful. But it's just weird that everybody uses Mora. It's like, the fuck?
All right. Next, you should pay my
Most of them never even know. Most of the kingdoms probably have no idea who Zhongli even is, right? It's just some ancient story about a dragon that's a rock or something, right? There's so many of the kingdoms are so far away from each other with their own histories and stuff. Like, they don't give a fuck.
Aren't you coming with us, Eula?
I'm afraid that wouldn't be very convenient for me. It'd be better if you two went alone. Ah, yes. Please do remember to pick up the dish from Sarah.
I still have more recon to do in the wilderness. Well, until next time.
Let's meet again. What an interesting bunch you are.
Oh, this conversation's gonna be amazing.
Sauerkraut is ready to go. Be sure to eat it while it's hot. Otherwise, the flavor will be spoiled.
That is true for a lot of dishes.
Don't worry too much when Eula says strange things. She's actually a very good person.
Paimon's been meaning to ask. No one could stand the sight of Eula when she was trying to speak with the others in Mondstadt earlier.
Again, because you're acting like a twat.
But she seemed to get along fine with you and Amber just...
Because she wasn't talk. What do you mean? What's up with that? Are we're just dumb. That's just it. We're dumb. Paimon been dropped in her head one too many times. How could you even who wrote this? Like, yeah, when we were trying to demonstrate the noble speak and we were talking to them like the common rabble, nobody liked that. And then when she talked to people like a normal person, they didn't mind. Wow, I wonder what it could be. Like, what the fuck? Wait. I don't. It's like the way the uncle guy was talking. Obviously, people aren't gonna like that. And then when you go out of your way to act that way to demonstrate it. Wow. Why is everyone responding so badly? It's like the should be able to read our minds or something. I don't understand. Like, why would we? This is like a given. Like, why would anyone be like, I don't know why?
The people of Mondstadt
Stupid.
don't take kindly to anyone bearing the Lawrence name. They are unable to see past her family, therefore they don't actually
again
for herself.
Family wasn't really the problem there. I mean, they used it as an okay. For example, let's say I had blonde hair. I don't, but let's say I had blonde hair. Okay, no, let's go ginger, right? Because some people actually don't like people with ginger hair, or don't like red hair. Okay, so let's say I got the ginger going on, right? And then I walk up to somebody. And maybe they're out having dinner, right, at a restaurant, and I don't know them, they don't know me, and I walk up to them, and I say, "You pathetic worm," and I slap the dish away from them and onto the floor, right, and then they look at me and go, "You ginger bastard," right? You can't be like, these guys, they're just so prejudiced against people with ginger hair. They're just using that as an insult because you just slapped their dinner away from them, right? Same thing. We talked to them like they were shits, and he fired back. You can't just be like, oh, they're just, it's because of her family name. It's like, no, she's got a family name with a bad reputation. She was trying to demonstrate talking like a twat. She talked like a twat, and they were like, you all suck. That's pretty normal, right? Now, Jesus.
So no matter what Eula tries to do, it's seen as
See, I feel like what's the problem here
she tries to accomplish.
Is the writers want they want a few things to happen throughout the story, and they're not actually making them happen properly, but they're having all the NPCs and stuff act like these plot points are happening. It's like literally what this is. They want this story to be like, you see people are prejudiced against her just because of her family name and blah 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 blah. But they didn't actually show that, right? Like, they didn't actually do that, right? They're trying to, and even if it's true, even if people do, during the whole sins of the father thing, they didn't actually show that, right? Like nothing happened to do that. We legitimately acted like twats, and people responded like we were acting like twats. And yeah, sure, the player saw the reason you were doing that is because you're trying to demonstrate how they talk and everything, but the other NPCs don't know that, right? Like, it's just crazy. I really feel like this was supposed to have A, B, C, D, the story beats they're trying to hit here, but they're only showing C and D, and they're just like, oh yeah, this kind of fills in the other points, right? It's if we just keep saying it, everyone will think it happened. It didn't happen. Like, again, we had no reason to think she's a good person. We don't have any reason to think she's a bad person either, because for the most part, we've just asked her, you know, how to talk like a rich fuckface. And so she talked like a rich fuckface, and then she's kind of weird like Fish, but that's pretty much it. There's no reason to think she's abnormally good or bad, and there's no reason to be assuming people treat her badly because of her family, because the whole reason people were shitting on her was because she was shitting on them. I'm like, what the hell? And again, they could have so easily demonstrated these points, you know, if they just wrote it better.
How come you're able to see Eula differently then?
Because she was acting differently!
Well, when she joined the Knights of Favonius, it caused quite an uproar. Many people signed a petition demanding that the Knights reverse their decision. At the same time, numerous members of the Lawrence clan crowded the entrance of the Knights of Favonius.
Year 1 Genshin, Conwow. I know. Do you think it'll be like that? Because Year 1 FGO really did have atrocious writing, much like this. You know, just total failure of understanding how to make a coherent plot and how to, you know, unfold the story in a good way, right? It missed all that stuff. And the thing is, Genshin's kind of hit or miss. Sometimes they do a good job. Sometimes they hit their story beats well and they characterize characters well, and sometimes they don't, right? Like, I find Genshin is very inconsistent with its writing. Sometimes it's just garbage, but sometimes it's fine. Like, there's been several bits I'm like, oh, this is fine. Like a Child's was, you know, it rolled off the tongue pretty well, right? And it kind of played off what just happened in the main story smoothly, and it was fine, right? And they've had several like that, and some of the main story bits have been fine, but some of them have been not so fine, right? It's very inconsistent, but I'm interested to see if they get better as they go. I hope they do. You know, I'll cut them some slack. You know, they may not have a lot of experience with this kind of thing, and but who knows? Maybe they're not even going to work on it. And they don't really care. It could be secondary to them, so I don't know. But yeah, I'll be interested to see how it goes, like a year from now or 2 years from now, if they're significantly better about this kind of thing.
Whoa, so both sides were unhappy.
That's right. So you can imagine how determined Eula must have been under such circumstances.
Like, I've seen this. This is a reoccurring problem I've seen with Genshin. What I just explained about them, like, wanting the story to be about X, Y, and Z, but then, like, they don't actually have X, Y, and Z happen, right? I've seen this happen a lot. Like, they want you to have this whole experience of, oh, she seems kind of mean on the surface, but oh, deep down she's good, and people are really prejudiced against her because of her family. They want that to happen, but none of that's happening, right? Like, but the characters around you act like that's what's happening, right? It's just bad writing.
But thanks to Grandmaster Varka and the unwavering attitudes of others in the
Can we get Varka in the game soon?
They were able to quell the unrest. Tensions still remain beneath the surface, I'm afraid. In the eyes of the people, she's a stain on the Knights of Favonius. And in the eyes of the Lawrence clan, she's a disgrace to her family.
Like, this could be a cool story, and it's fairly realistic too, even though it's such a common thing to be like, you know, you don't blame the son for the sins of the father and stuff. People do it all the time. Like, it's something like we teach in grade school, for God's sakes, but it's unbelievably common. I mean, humans are horrible about that. We absolutely blame the kids for the sins of their parents, right? We do that all of the time, right? And then you have, there's all kinds of things you could, like, do with this story that, you know, could be relatable and interesting. The whole stuck between a rock and a hard place kind of thing. You know, plus but the family legitimately being, you know, bad, and some of them being, you know, very bad people as well, right? You could have an interesting story about not everything being black and white, morally gray, you know, this and that, and you know, knee-jerk reactions. Like, obviously there's a reason, you know, people don't like that family, but you know, but like, yeah, you can tell a really cool story here, but they're rushing it. They're like, they're trying to, like, just hit the story beats quickly without actually, you know, letting it unfold smoother. Like I said, this would have been a million times better if they had set this groundwork throughout all. This could have been a reoccurring thing, right? We ran into Amber many times, ran into Jean many times, we ran into Sarah many times. You know, Mondstadt's been in the story many times. You could have just, in the background, just subtly in the background, you could have had this, you know, brought up the past with the Lawrence clan. You know, we literally went to old Mondstadt during the Storm Terror stuff and Venti's stuff, right? You could have explained, you know, kind of just lightly, you know, laid some of the groundwork for that history with the Lawrence clan, right? And you could have kind of shown how people didn't like them, and you don't tell you that there's a knight that's part of that clan. You just kind of even get the player against the Lawrence clan, right? and then you kind of maybe a little while later you bring up that there's a knight in the Knights of the Favonius that's from the Lawrence clan, but don't go into it very much, right? And then in this actual story, then you don't have to waste so much time with the groundwork. Maybe you remind the player, because let's be real, a lot of players are fucking morons and they can't remember what they ate for breakfast. You know, you could save a lot of time there, and then you kind of can expand on those ideas, right? And then you actually show the character development that they're trying to show here. They're telling, they're not showing. That's what they're doing right now. A lot of telling, not showing. It's not great.
But she simply fulfills her duty as a knight, silently helping one person after another, myself included.
I don't know about silently.
People like Eula should be approached with care and understanding. She could stand to be treated a little more fairly. I believe a day will come when things will get better.
Once everything's settled, we should go
Like, for example, you know, if you wanted to show people not liking her, you shouldn't have had her acting that way to demonstrate the way, like, the nobles talk and stuff, right? You could have had, like, when you were eating there, you could have had, like, a passerby or, you know, like, spit on her or something, right? You could do shit like that, and not, like, the context just doesn't work the way they've had things unfold here.
I'm glad. I think that would make her very happy, though she might not ever admit it. Take care. Please come again.
Like how there's just a giant stack of meat right in front of her during that conversation. Why do we have to go all the way out there? Why would we even know he was out there? When we last met him, it was in the city. I guess they live in Springvale. I guess that makes sense. But no one even mentioned that. It's like, oh yeah, he lives in Springvale, right? No, but Jean didn't even say that. Dude, I've had some fun games of hide and seek, man, with pugs, like just randoms. I tell you, that thing I did on stream where, like, on the winery, the D-Luke winery one, where, like, you start on the roof, or you start on, like, that little lip below the building, and when they kind of get near you, you go basically, I noticed almost all hunters will go on top of the roof immediately, and they almost never go up there again. So you, like, hang out in a spot like this, you know, transformed, when you see the hunter go on the roof and they get off the roof, you go invisible, and you go around and you go up to the roof, and you just hide up there. And if they happen to go up there again, will be a while. Your invisibility will be back, and you just jump off the roof and go somewhere else again. That works on pugs constantly, right? That might not work on, like, people that watch the stream and stuff, and people are like taking it more seriously, right? But for most pugs, that strategy works like a charm, and it right. I like how he's. This is legitimately funny. This is legitimately funny. This guy's in Springvale, got this shitty ass tent, but he's got to keep up appearances, so he's got this super fancy chair in the middle of, like, the wilderness almost, right? This shit's funny.
Could this be another aristocratic custom?
Clinging to the past here.
I thought I had rid myself.
Like, this is actual comedy, man. Like, this guy, look at this guy. Look at him. He's 1,000,000% taking himself seriously, but he's sitting here in a fancy chair in, like, the most rundown camp ever. This is fantastic. I don't even know if they realize, like, do they not realize that tent is there? I guess we'll see.
A few humble words, huh? Yes, that sounds appropriate enough. Very well. I'm certainly not one to be narrow-minded. I'll overlook your previous misconduct for now and listen to what you have to say.
Wow, this guy thinks so highly of himself.
It appears I have misjudged you. Supreme brilliance. The glory of the nobility that continues to this day. A true loyalist. Impressive. My intentions were to test your humility. It appears you have become well-versed in our etiquette.
And before the Vatui aren't actually involved in any of this.
What an ordeal.
Your conduct is satisfactory. I must say, such progress in such a short time is practically unfathomable. If I may ask, from whence did you learn such a civilized manner of speech? Ah, good. Very good. You are bright, and compared with the common folk of Mondstadt, you certainly have potential. If you were of aristocratic blood, your prospects would be promising indeed.
By the way, we brought a gift. Ahem. Paimon means we would like to present you with a small token of our goodwill.
Could this be? Gebratenes Fleisch mit Sauerkraut? It's evident that your sentiment is genuine. As a young person nowadays, only with no
The background makes this amazing.
such a dish. It's been so long since I dug into a big, tasty... I beg your pardon. What I mean to say is, since it's nearly mealtime, I shall partake.
Honestly, I like this guy more than Eula so far. They're not really giving Eula like any
Just as I remember it.
character development, so I don't hate her, but
Flavor. A delicacy that only us noblemen and women could appreciate.
it's weird. I've tried to avoid spoilers and stuff, but it's been impossible not to see that like the community. I see a lot of people that really like her and a lot of people that really hate her, and I'm like, I don't have a strong opinion one way or the other. Like, it's like, oh, okay.
Now even Paimon's starting to wonder what it tastes like.
I acknowledge your genuine goodwill. Such sincerity must certainly imply that you come bearing a request.
I kind of hope this guy is like a blowhard, but then is like actually like a good guy, right? It's the way his character is, I think that'd be great. You know, fucking out here in this shitty tent, but on the fancy chair. You know, caring about all this appearances and shit. But then, like, he's still a good guy, right? That'd be really funny, I think. Like, because they kind of want Eula to be the one good person in the family, right? But if this guy was, that'd actually be better, I think.
Wait, so you've come to know of this too? It was meant to be a family secret. Well, considering your meticulous etiquette, you must be a talent of unusual fortitude. I'm willing to place my full trust in you. Please, come with me.
The other direction you could go that I'd also be okay with is if you go like full Moriarty, over the top villain kind of thing. Although so far he hasn't really been shown to be competent or capable, but doing the mustache twirling villain from this can work too, I would say.
To see some
You can make the lovable villain, right?
from a distant land. They have offered their assistance in restoring the Lawrence clan.
Oh yeah, that's probably the Fatui.
So he trusts us solely based on your etiquette.
Not very smart, to be honest.
Well then, let's get going, shall we? You'll understand everything in due course.
Okay, so
Do you think his friends are the Fatui? Things will get sticky if the Fatui happen to recognize you.
it'd be pretty funny if it's not the Fatui actually, and it's like totally like benign, right? Like he's not doing anything bad. I like how I asked, you know, where the family's been living, you know, like if we haven't seen them around Mondstadt, and then we get this right here. It's kind of great. Again, though, ABCs, right? How do we even know to meet him out here? You know, no one in the story told us he lived out here. It just, you have a quest objective out here, this is that, right? And it just, you know, as far as we were concerned, we met him in Mondstadt, and then all talking about the dish and the gift and everything. You would never even think you were leaving the city at all, right? Man, my allergies are making it very hard to breathe right now. Through my nose, anyway. Oh, it's one of these. I'm gonna BRB real quick. I need to take some medicine and stuff, so I'll be back in just a second.
All of a sudden.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Took a bit longer than I had intended.
Even if they are powerful, our status is much higher than theirs in the land of Mondstadt. And therefore, we shouldn't allow them to admire our true faces so easily. I see.
Well, if it is the Fatui, they wear masks too. I'm just saying.
Good thinking. Paimon thought for sure they'd recognize us.
Let's proceed, shall we? I'll introduce you as my guest.
This is like Fire Emblem. You wear a hood and no one recognizes you.
There are many already helping us. I heard that this area had already been purged once by the Knights of Favonius, but it's the only place around Mondstadt that is well concealed and spacious enough. Although it has fallen into disrepair and does not suit the tastes of the nobility, we simply have to make do for now.
Sorry, can we walk any faster?
Of course not. An aristocrat always moves with grace in his steps. Moving hurriedly is unacceptable.
If you fall behind, are you allowed to run? Yep. It's pretty ungraceful looking.
As expected, it's the Fatui!
As expected.
Because...
Loudmouth!
we see them around the city. They must be very powerful.
Huh. Nothing more than foreign ruffians with power and the ability to flaunt it. But they are favorable business partners.
Hold it right there. Who's this?
If you really must know, they're my guests. If you happen to offend them in even the slightest, then you will be held accountable by the Lawrence clan.
So I've clicked the screen like 3 times and there we go.
Utmost secrecy. We must exercise caution.
You dare question the ways of a nobleman? I don't have time for this.
I mean,
Make way.
how would they recognize us in the first place though? They don't have smartphones. They don't have YouTube. They don't share a psychic connection with every other Fatui we've ever fought. They'd have no idea what we look like.
No need to sound all high and mighty like that.
Okay, Paimon is a better point, because there's not a lot of things running around that would match that description.
Fine. You may proceed.
Good thing you're with us. They don't dare to question you.
That guy looks kind of cool.
That is the benefit of prestige.
Ivan.
In past times, it would be a dire offense to speak to a nobleman in such a manner. We could determine a person's fate with the blink of an eye. And such glory will return to me again before long.
The old walking and talking. Dignity and grace, by the way. Pretty sure that guy was in a quest a while ago.
And who, may I ask, is this? We mustn't bring just anyone in here.
I think we ganked him.
This is our new ally that I've recently met. They are completely trustworthy. You have the word of the Lawrence clan.
I like how he's barely met us and he just like completely trusts us because we talked fancy.
Our plans are strictly confidential.
Very
It's not wise
like
to bring in an outsider
silly
this
here.
time. Furthermore, there's been word that an outlander who joined the Knights of Favonius has been very active in Mondstadt recently.
Don't be ridiculous. Besides, my guest is well versed in the etiquette of the nobility. I must treat them with the proper mutual respect. The Knights of Favonius pay no regard to such details. They could never understand the intricacies of our etiquette.
And what about this thing?
Surely he would recognize her at this point.
Dare question my word? Need I remind you who it is who has made your activity in Mondstadt possible? Without the support of the Lawrence clan,
Objection!
you've all been driven out by the Knights of Favonius.
I know it's low-hanging fruit, but I mean...
You must immediately offer your sincerest apologies to my friend. You've offended their honor.
Fine. I'll take your word and make no further inquiries. Now, to the matter at hand. Did you bring the diagram of Mondstadt's defenses as promised?
You mean those shoddy there's so many things wrong with Mondstadt's setup in terms of defenses, by the way. Like, there's so much wrong with it.
Oh, so that's what's going
I like how they didn't build the wall up to the moat. Just makes no sense.
Yes, of course. Here it is.
Let me see. Why is it so poorly drawn? Everything's so squiggly and crooked. And what is this shape supposed to be?
Excuse me? I'll have you know that I went to great lengths to carefully draw this map by hand myself. That shape is the symbol of the Knights of Favonius.
I see. Crude, but I can make do. Are you able to verify that this is all reliable information?
Of course, you needn't worry about that. Don't forget what we agreed upon. The flag of the Lawrence clan will fly above the Knights of Favonius headquarters. The rights to that building, as well as the whole of Mondstadt, belong to the Lawrence clan.
Yes, we will both profit from this agreement. There's no use haggling over the details. We will make good use of the intel you provided. Also, be certain not to divulge our identity. There would be diplomatic consequences, you know.
Don't worry, this matter is only between you and I. And my new friend here. No one else will know of it. Once this is over, I shall stand atop the Favonius headquarters and rebuke their pathetic rule over Mondstadt. Then, the city and all its people will once again be under the rightful and unwavering rule of the Lawrence clan.
It would be really Fivehead if he was, like, sabotaging the Fatui with, like, the horrible drawings and this, like, cartoonish villain plan.
Perfect. Just as it once was, and just as it should be.
May I remind you once again that we mustn't act rashly.
Very well.
Huh? What are you doing?
That's right! It's the honorary knight and their trusty companion.
This is like a Batman cartoon right now.
Evil schemes into dust! Dust!
So this was all just a ploy to deceive me!
It's your own fault! Who would put so much trust in someone based purely on their manners?
After so much planning, this is how it ends? Huh? We'll see about that!
I'll be back, He-Man!
Just as I expected. I knew I should have never trusted these foolish aristocrats.
True.
No matter, we already have the intel we need. Get them!
Do you, though? Do we have to fight? Oh, hi, guys.
Paimon remembers that this place is a dead end. Let's take care of the Fatui first and
These guys are a little bit bigger than the guys that were here before.
From whence you came.
door is open. Let's go!
Not enough health on those guys.
Is that Eula?
Don't touch me! Get out of my way!
I would have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for you pesky kids and your Paimon.
It seems we finally caught up with you. This place is crawling with Fatui.
I mean, there was like 4 of them.
Oh, it's you. It seems your investigation went well.
Aha! I see now. So you're the one that taught them our etiquette. And I thought you despised such pleasantries.
See, is that supposed to be a surprise right now? But it was like so obvious from the beginning that she was only talking that way because we were trying to demonstrate it. This whole thing is such a mess, dude.
Furthermore, there is a rule in our family. Such traditions are never to be taught to outsiders.
Ah, yes, rings a bell. So what? I had no reason not to teach them.
You have brought shame to our family and ruined my plans. It's all for naught now.
This really is a Scooby-Doo episode.
I know that you poured great efforts into these plans, Uncle. But you were well aware that it was not the right thing to do. As a Knight of Favonius, I could not overlook your actions.
Knight of Favonius? Let's get one thing straight. I am your uncle, and you are a member of the Lawrence clan. You should strive to restore your family's glory. You still have a chance. Defeat every Knight of Favonius here, and leave with me. Then I shall plead with the family to spare you and give you a new beginning.
So just to be clear, you want a Knight of Favonius to attack the Knights of Favonius?
I shall say this one last time. You are not a Knight of Favonius. You are a descendant of the Lawrence clan.
The pointing, though. The texture quality on his shirt compared to, like, his hand is not so good.
The blood of the Lawrence clan
shaking
in your veins. You must comply with the will of the family.
Since when have I ever complied with the will of the family?
Why, you unruly maid!
If anyone should be angry, it should be me.
Was he talking about Noelle?
Lawrence clan, you knowingly plotted against the city of Mondstadt and threatened its safety. Had you ever stopped to consider the trouble it would bring to so many people? Had you considered how many enemies you would make trying to keep the plans under wraps?
You dare lecture me?
That's right. In the name of the family that you so dearly revere, Uncle Schubert. I've never experienced the age of glory you always speak of. And I've never understood our family's incessant pursuit of it. But I am capable of discerning right from wrong. And I deeply understand what freedom means to the people of Mondstadt. The Lawrence clan should never and will never become what you've dreamed it to be.
Oh, the disgrace of it all! How could such a rebellious monster emerge from our own family?
Things are starting to get pretty hysterical here. Politeness and elegance seem to have gone out the window.
That's enough fuss for today. You two, take him away. The honorary knight and I have other matters to attend to.
Wait, we do?
Given that you've already taken action, I assume you've...
I feel like this whole thing could have been resolved with violence a lot faster. Does anyone else feel that way? Like, literally, all we had to do was, like, capture that guy, get him to tell us where the cave was, and, beat the shit out of all the Fatui here, because that wasn't very hard to do, to be honest. And hell, I think this is an area we've been in before.
Paimon took a peek at their diagram. Your uncle had mapped out all of the Knight's patrol routes and marked out key information about Mondstadt.
And there was me thinking that he was just another elder of the family. And a lazy one at that. I never suspected he could stoop this low. So stubborn. Mark my words, vengeance will be mine. Let's discuss this later. Our first priority is recovering that diagram.
Tally ho? Oh, hey, we're playing as her now. Well, I can see what her moveset is. I'm surprised they gave her the old-fashioned charge attack. These are generally kind of useless for the most part. You know, normally they give 5 stars, like new fancy ones that are actually worth a damn.
Beg for mercy.
Pretty sure she has 2 versions of her E. You can like hold it down or tap it. Yep, okay. Interesting. Whoa, hello. Okay, well, I wasn't quite ready for that. I wasn't paying attention. Let me guess, I can't climb. Okay, well, we burned to death, and that was the end of the story. Ahem. Nothing Bennett can't heal. Oh. You're killing me here, game. I feel like, oh my god. I feel like there should have been something you could have done to like weave in between all that, right? But you had the solution was waiting, right? That's not the most exciting. Can you destroy these? Nope.
They're here. Stop them.
That was not the voice actor that normally voices that guy. Come on, give me my ult. Any day now.
Off we go. Going in.
Forth, my blade.
Crush. Beg for mercy. Eye for an eye.
I don't really know when you're supposed to use the charge version versus the tap version, so I'm guessing. He's just standing in the fire. And you dash through it.
Swift and merciful.
Oh, if I hit that one, it actually did like stop shooting fire. Or maybe it's ice. I think ice does it. Oh, I get it, because she's an ice character.
Teamwork is dreamwork. Flood of frost. Crush. Rack and ruin.
I just buffed myself right there. I think that's what people are saying, is like she buffs her physical damage.
Shudder.
One with my blade.
Crush.
Right there. Spirit blade. Attack.
Get your E!
Swift and merciful.
Everybody stand back. Beg for mercy. Freeze to the core. I condemn you.
Wow, that did a lot of fucking damage.
Crush.
Interesting. Look at all this ice.
Submit for judgment.
Beg for mercy.
Well, right now her ult gain is atrocious, but that might just be her gear.
Crush.
Forth, my blade.
Beg for mercy. Flood of frost.
Interesting. That's pretty fun, honestly. The big physical damage boost is neat.
Crush.
I'm sure you can get her ult pretty quick, though, if you set up her gear for it, but it doesn't seem like she has the best ult charge in the game by any means.
I guess there's no other option but to fight.
Looks a little different this time. It's like they don't have an animation set for his model or something.
Provoke me. Atui, come forth and dispose of them.
Imagine if this guy had damage resist so he could actually swing at us. And we had to like dodge or something.
Shudder.
Can't run from death.
Forth, my blade.
And good old fashioned D-Luke things.
Everybody stand back.
From whence you came. A touch of frost.
And a miss.
Crush. Freeze to the core. Shudder.
I think I was supposed to hold it down there, but dude, that was pretty cool with Hans' sword coming down there.
More speed.
Yeah, she's pretty fun.
This must be it. They may very well have.
Kind of wish
already
she wasn't ice though. I mean, it fits the character, sure. It's just I have a lot of really good ice characters already. I'm like swimming in ice stuff.
But without my uncle as their puppet, there'd be no use in them attacking the city.
All right, if you want to build up that physical damage first, Superconduct is really good, and they're about to buff Superconduct.
The Fatui wouldn't have relied only on your uncle.
True. But if their plan had hinged purely on taking Mondstadt by force, as opposed to with the help of a puppet, they could have spared themselves the trouble.
Should just call Child.
The Fatui are dishonest, but they wouldn't go as far as to start an open war. Their opposition wouldn't just be Mondstadt alone. Anyway, I'll inform the acting Grandmaster. She'll know how to handle things from here.
Oh yeah, you suddenly appeared at just the right moment.
Yeah, about that. Because you stole my targets by attacking the Fatui I'd been tracking earlier, I came to exact my vengeance. You tried to do my job for me, and I'm here to return the favor.
Finally, after all this time, Paimon understands what you're saying. In reality, you sensed that something might happen to us during our investigation. You were worried about us and your uncle, so you brought a team to take a look.
My purpose was vengeance. Don't twist the story. You don't look too bright, but it turns out you have a knack for scheming. And mark my words,
Wait, what?
I'll remember that.
Hey, what do you mean Paimon doesn't look too bright?
You have seeded a deep enmity between us. Just you wait. Even if you were to be completely destroyed, I would never forget you.
Bring it on!
I like your fighting spirit. I'll take this diagram back to the Knights of Favonius and take it from here.
Sure. Well, see you around.
That you will. And make sure not to steal my targets next time.
So, in the Tales of games, they often have the bad guys at some point make a wanted poster for the main character, right? Because, like, you're an outlaw or something. That's pretty common. That the villains are, like, you know, the powers that be, right? And just because it's an ongoing thing in the Tales of series, that whenever they draw a wanted poster, the drawing is cartoonish and just awful. I mean, just atrocious, right? It's drawn by like a 3-year-old. But then the rest of the world takes it seriously, right? But then your characters don't. I wish they had done that with the diagram of the city defenses, right? Like, just made it like just super cartoony and just a joke. Yeah, it reminded me of that. Good times. So, the premise of the story was really good, but the execution was bad. The writing was just kind of off. They didn't really, like, have the things happen that they wanted to have happen. Kind of awkward. You know, the idea was good. It's just, nothing happened, and it was weird.
If only you could cleanse the corruption.
Chest and one of the side chambers. Damn it! I've been played! Those normally don't have particularly good loot in them, but it is fun to find those because you can't go back. Speaking of which, I should go to my teapot real quick. I don't know why you can't teleport from this menu. It would, like, make a lot of sense. 2 SQ, feels bad. That actually is pretty good, so missing that does suck. I mean, obviously 2 is like nothing, but in the long run, those things add up, and you know, you want to get those things. Yeah, Child side quest is definitely my favorite. The Vinties one's like theme was very good, and it was like a subject matter you really do not see covered in stories very often, but it's a very real thing, and it was very interesting. But their handling of it was kind of sloppy, and kind of everything was at the end, and it was kind of random nonsense at the beginning. But the subject matter was really good. But yeah, Child's overall is just the smoothest. It was written fine, the pacing was fine, the actions everyone takes make sense. You know, it worked pretty well. Gotta make these lampposts, though. I got some stuff here I haven't made yet. Is that it? Can I buy something? Let's see.
We have put...
Only got 226. Let's see. Pure Spirit Banner, and it looks almost like just a pure white flag with just like, you know, surrender. Obviously it's gold trim on it, but that'd have been funny if it was called Pure Spirit Banner and it was just a pure white flag. No hilly troll stuff left, I don't think. Although there's plenty of stuff you can use though, it's like crates and whatnot that are just usable for anything. Alright, good enough for now. Better to make something than nothing.
We have put...
All right. For some reason, you have to go into your inventory, and this bit of UI is pretty wonky and dumb. Like, why? It's just silly. You should just automatically add it. Like, there's just such pointless busy work right there. Oh, right, I do have story rolls. Let's use those. I need to look at Beidou's 5th constellation. You know, in the long run, I want to get Beidou Constellation 6. I don't know if now is the time to roll or not. I don't mind the new character. The gameplay is actually quite fun. Character-wise, I'm kind of neutral about her. Don't really hype her or hate her. I like the idea of the character. Like, the theming there is like a really good theme, but the execution was kind of off there. If I get another Mona, I'm gonna be so freaking mad, dude. I cannot believe how many times I've gotten her. Hey, boy, thank you for the nickel. Or half a dime, that's how I'll see that. It's nice though, you get free story summons from time to time, and the work towards the safety net, so they're guaranteed to get a 5-star eventually. Alright, let's check Beidou's constellations here. Kind of salty that I've rolled for her multiple times, and you know, yet this is Constellation 6, and this is Constellation 6, and this is Constellation 6, like, jeez. Okay, is that our block, or is that our ult? I want to say, I always get the names confused. Stormbreaker is the ult. Okay, this is the ult. I don't care. I mean, it's nice if it gets up. The ult's not too important, though, to be honest. And so this is when you ult, the electro resistance of the people around you is decreased by 15%. That is good, but it's not very noticeable, right? It's just one of those things that adds up. It's not like, oh man, this totally changes how Beidou plays, but I like rock and roll just fine. It's just, I didn't really try to get her to Constellation 6, right? But she is. And I don't know her gameplay like at all, so I don't know what any of this means. Decrease the stam consumption of charged attack by 30%, and the charged attack gains a bonus equal to 50% of her defense. Well, that's interesting. Wonder if it's actually worth doing her charge attack then. She's got one of the old-fashioned charge attacks, so it's not super good. All right, well, maybe we go for one copy of Beidou, because I wouldn't mind getting the new character, though it's probably gonna be a bit before I would gear her, because I don't really have any extra ice gear on me. Although I guess she's physical. I have no idea if I have any, like, a physical goblet. I have no clue. That's pretty random, so maybe I do. I don't know. All right. Give Beidou. Come on. Oh, we had such bad luck yesterday. Not the 4-star I was looking for there. If we get the safety net, we probably have to stop rolling though, because I wouldn't want to hit it again, because that would really could mess up my gene rolls. Well, that was fast. Please have a random Beidou in this. Damn it! Damn it! Why? We got, how many times did we get? We got one Beidou. No, I think we got 2 Beidous. I remember. I think. Oh, did we? No, we just got one. Yeah, we only got one Beidou from all that rolling yesterday. And we got her like 7 times now. Like we've gotten way more than 7 for total. I think we've gone over Constellation 6 a few times. Damn it. Man, I can't believe out of all those rolls before the safety net, we got Beidou once. We got every other 4-star multiple times. Damn it, man. I'm gonna have to wait for another raid up. I'd love to have Constellation 6 Beidou, but I don't want to screw my odds of getting Jean later. Damn it, man. That really sucks. Because we rolled a lot yesterday. Like, fuck. How am I gonna get that many? Like, what the fuck? I don't mind this character or anything, but we got her so many times, dude. Oh, I don't like 4-star rate ups very much. I'm a little tempted to keep rolling, but I shouldn't. I really shouldn't. Like, I need to just hold on to what I got. Oh my god, that sucks. Oh my god. Alright, let me check real quick if I have any physical goblets. Because I don't have any competition for that, really. Let's see. I do have a physical weapon, I think. Yeah, this one. Okay. Let's see. I guess she'd want either the ice one or the that new physical set or gladiator. What's the new one even called? Is it this? No, that's the other new one. Hail Flame? Oh, that's a weird name, especially because it's not fire-based at all. I have one. I have one goblet, and it's defense. Okay, even if we use that set, would not be the goblet. The goblet might be the ice one or the or gladiator. I'm thinking.
With you next time.
When an elemental skill hits an opponent, attack is increased by 9% for 7 seconds. The effect stacks for 2 times to 14%. Can be triggered every 0.3 seconds. Once 2 stacks would reach. The effect of set 2 is increased by 100%. Oh, she wants the full set, doesn't she? That's really good. I imagine if that's like active when her boom goes off, that must do so much damage. So she wants a goblet that's physical, and then she wants that. So that means every piece would have to be this set except the goblet. That's not good though. I haven't really farmed this set, so I don't have a lot to pick from. Let's look. So this one won't be a set bonus, so I could have any physical goblet. Can't you filter by that? Yes, and then you would do all. There we go. Okay, so we have this. Okay, at least that has crit damage on it. It's weird. I have never filtered by physical damage before. It's not been a thing. So far not so great. Wait, is that it? Because these are now other things. Oh god, I think that's all I have. I feel like I've blown up a lot of physical goblets. Like I probably wasn't even thinking of keeping them or something. Wow, we do not have much for her at all. Yeah, I do have the Dragon Spine weapon for her. I had that leveled up for a while anyway, so that's something. Yikes. I guess this is the best one, but that's not good. None of these are good. I'm assuming the primary stat, those are the only ones that have physical.
Guess we can rest a bit.
I built MC physical. I mean, why not? I guess I go with this one for now. That's gonna be very placeholdery though. Thankfully though, I like how this it's easy to level up artifacts ultimately. If you're not trying to level like 10 characters at once, it's not really a problem. And then if you level up a piece of gear that's not particularly good, it transfers rather generously to another piece of gear. Like if I leveled this up to 16 and then gave it to like the new goblet that I actually wanted to use, most of the XP transfers, so it's not that big of a deal. Like the little bit that doesn't transfer, you can make up for without too much fuss. Well, I don't. There's no way I'm going to gear her in any like really super strong way right now. We do not have what she needs. Like this is our only epic. Wow. Holy shit. Yikes. And see, crit damage would be fine if you had high crit chance, but we have nothing that's giving us crit right now. Yeah, she is going to be geared like garbage for a while. Look at all this crit damage, but we had no crit chance. Wow, HP. I guess this one then. Woo, boy, she using some garbage right now. That's kind of good. I guess I go with that, because energy recharge is kind of good for her, and at least has crit on it. Whoo! Yeah, and guess what, Ari? We didn't get another Beidou, which was the main thing I was going for. I decided to just stop rolling after I hit the safety net, and we didn't get Beidou. We got everything but Beidou multiple times from this banner. I don't like 4-star rate-ups in this game, and there's no safety net for them either. Yeah, you could use Bloodstained as a hold me over, but the set bonus is so powerful that even if the gear sucks, I think you go with that. I'm not. Is any of this worth leveling? Like, I don't know. It's pretty bad. I'm not sure I'd use her too much right now. I don't need need her too much. Her gameplay is pretty fun though. All right, let me see here. So I'm gonna fight something real quick. Obviously, her damage is gonna be pathetic because this is all level 0, and I'm gonna keep it level 0 for now. But I want to see here. Oh wait, hold on. We probably should like unlock her passives. That's like a whole thing in this game. So Ari, I feel like the writing in her side quest was not that good. It was like they set out with the goal of like A, B, C, and D happening, but then only like A and D happened, and then all the NPCs acted like all those other things happened, but they never did, right? It was like, it was so nonsensical. Like I'm truly baffled. Like some of the I wonder if the Japanese and Chinese and Korean and stuff, I wonder how that is written, because like for example, you know, when you asked her to demonstrate like how the nobles talk and stuff, and then when demonstrating that, you know, everyone shat on her, but that was because she was acting like the nobles, and so she's talking to them like they're, you know, rabble. But then when she talks like a normal person, when you're not telling her to act that way, they're like, oh, she's so nice though, and they're like, why is everyone mean to her? Because you were acting like a shithead, right? Like it's. And like, why would you even do that, right? Like, why wouldn't you like just go to somebody and be like, oh, hey, we need to practice. We're trying to, you know, sneak into this noble's inner circle, so we got to learn how to talk like a shit fuck. Can we practice here? Instead, you talk to strangers, right? Like, what the fuck? It's just weird. It's like they wanted this whole character arc of like, you know, the nobility being really bad, but, you know, don't blame the son for the sins of the father, right? And like, you know, whole, you know, knee-jerk reaction. But they told it so sloppy-like, right? It's like so sloppy-like. Like, the idea of the quest I'm totally fine with, right? And like I said earlier in the stream, it's actually a realistic thing that happens all the time. People constantly say, don't blame the son for the sins of the father, but they don't actually do that. People blame the son for the sins of the father all the time. That's actually an incredibly common thing that people do, those kind of knee-jerk reactions. And it's like the idea behind the story, completely fine, no problem with it. I just feel like they wanted certain things to happen, but they never happened. But then the NPCs talk to you like those things happened, right? Like what they should have had happen when you were just chilling, eating like the lunch. You know, they could have had someone like spit on her or something for like no reason, unprovoked, right? That would have been way better, right? And then it's just weird. Like the writing I thought was just very bizarre. And she should have practiced with Amber or something. I know that's what like a normal human would have done. Oh hey, more free story summons. We'll do that in a second here. Hopefully, I have no idea what her mats are, so hopefully we have what we need to unlock her passives. Because I want to see exactly how they work. And I can't be bothered to look it up on the wiki. I think I need like 200 of these for Jean. I'm probably gonna need to grab more of those to be safe. How high do you have to get all your passives? Is it 70 or 80? Yep, she's taking those seeds, and I do know you need them for Jean, so I'm gonna have to grab those to be sure that's not a problem down the line.
Guess we can rest a bit. 70?
Okay, we'll go to 70. I'm guessing so I have to ascend to 70, but I don't have to level all the way up to 70 if I don't want to. Okay. Okay, so when the ult is cast, when the E is on cooldown, the Grim Heart, which one is that? That's like the thing that's making us do all the physical damage. Okay, hold on. Let's see here. So when you do your E, you gain a stack of it, and it gives you defense. Okay, and when you hold it, do you lose the stacks? Yes, when you hold it, you consume the stacks. So tapping it, get stacks, holding it, use stacks, and then you get it off cooldown by using your ult. I want to see if there's any other synergy with those stacks. Damage scales and the number of energy stacks the Lightforged Sword has accumulated. Wait, how do you accumulate? Like just hitting a lot of stuff. Okay, so I suspect if you wombo combo her really well, you get a physical goblet, you get that physical set, you get the stack up to 2, you get her Grim Heart thing stacked up to 2, and then you E, then you ult, then you E, and then the thing goes boom. She probably does an absolutely insane amount of damage with that. That is interesting. I like her gameplay, I have to say, actually, when what little I've used of her, that's pretty neat. Okay, her gear is so bad, our numbers are going to be a joke, but I kind of want to see the moveset in action here for a second.
How about you take a rest while I go back?
Alright, I'm in my teapot. I haven't done my dailies yet. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I like the gameplay. I hope they do more stuff like that. Like, not that specifically, but, you know, they're thinking outside the box there, and that's kind of fun. I just wish they gave every character 2 skills and an ult. I wish that's what they had done. And I think they regret not having done that. They can't really do it now, though, because they've set the standard, so it kind of is what it is. But I think you can get a lot more out of the characters if you had one more skill to work with. And, you know, some characters, that other skill might, you know, just be kind of throwaway or a passive or whatever. But just having the option, you could have the potential to make some more intricate stuff if you want to. Not every character needs to be super intricate, but just having the option there would be good.
Ready for reconnaissance.
Honestly, again, I like the idea of her character. And I don't like really mind the character. Just the writing in that story was kind of just wacky. I want to fight the what are they called? Rungard. I mean, some of the 4-stars have some pretty I gotta say, Nod Hans is awesome. I love his gameplay. He doesn't have particularly great gear right now, but holy shit do I enjoy his gameplay. Especially when you can Dragon Strike with him, that actually can get really fun. I'm gonna gear him pretty soon, actually, because I've really enjoyed the ways you can use him. He's got some gear. I've got okay stuff on him, and he's leveled up now, and his weapon is leveled up. But his artifacts aren't like min-maxed by any means.
Spirit Blade, attack!
Okay. We want to tap at least twice. Oh, I need to get my ult though.
More speed. Crush.
So, if my gear was better, getting my ult would be easier. Also, you know, using a different character to help build orbs would work too. But the other characters will do too much damage, so.
Beg for mercy.
Okay, problem. Oh my god. Almost died because of that. Does she lose her stacks if you switch characters? Also, I feel like if you wait a long time, you lose the stacks, which he makes you wait, so.
Flood of frost. Rack and ruin.
Well, you know, it didn't really do that much damage, but that's because we're not geared. I get the idea, though. They did 5,000, though. I mean, compared to our other damage. Boy, compared to our other damage, that's a lot. So I'm interested to see what that's like when she has proper gear.
From whence you came.
Shudder.
Yeah, she's fun. I like the gameplay just fine. Really, I have no issue with the character. I have no issue with the voice actress. It's just the writing was kind of whack. That was not the smoothest gameplay right there. Okay, hold up. Let's keep this guy alive. I want to see if she can Dragon Strike. Why would I not use her against a Rune Guard? I'm trying to not kill the enemy. So yeah, let me just switch to D-Luke real fast and let me set up Melt. And I'll just one-shot the Rune Guard, and yeah, we learned so much, you know, because like I gotta get those Chaos Cores, guys, right? I really need those. They make such a difference right now. It's almost like I need the enemy to live so I can keep attacking to get used to the character or something. And then the damage is going to be low no matter what because her gear sucks. Right? And so you can tell how good like building up the stacks are relative to the other damage she's doing. Like, hello! It doesn't matter. It's like an F-Go. That's like saying using a character at neutral is stupid in F-Go because they don't do as much damage there. But a lot of times you use them at neutral because whatever you're fighting is too weak. So it's the only way to actually get like a relative, you know, sample size of what they can do. And you're like, yeah, and if it was a real fight, you'd be doing double damage, right? Because if you see her auto attack doing 300 and you see her big burst thing do like 6,000, you can still see how much damage that is, right? Because you know, obviously she'd do a lot more than 200 damage if she was geared and you weren't fighting a Rune Guard, right? But when you see how it jumps from 200 to 6,000, it's like, okay, you can see that that's a lot of fucking damage on that thing. Jesus. I'm definitely gonna try to give her ult charge though whenever I get around to giving her gear because her ult game not so good.
Crush. Freeze to the core. Eye for an eye.
Yeah, that's quite a bit. So, something I really like is, oh, I was gonna check Dragon Strike. Fuck, I gotta run back again. Kaya has a very simple moveset, right? Kaya is very straightforward, but because of that, he's very reliable, right? You don't need to practice a lot. He's not that gear dependent. You want to level up whatever gear he has, but he's pretty flexible in how you can gear him. Sure, there's ways to min-max him, but Kaya is very straightforward. He's very easy to use. But he is so fucking effective, right? Like just like using any fire DPS, and then you use Kaya's ult to just set up melt. It is just so much damage, right? Like it is ridiculous. Like you got you know, Rosaria, right? Rosaria is very good. She can be a very good support and stuff, but she's not any better than Kaya really. And you can use them both together. Then you have like super ice support. But I just like that Kaya is a free character. He's super like low investment, but he scales just fine if you want to invest in him. He scales very well, and he's so strong. Right? He's so fucking strong. All right, let's see what we get here. Might have a hard time here because I haven't been dragon striking a lot recently, and I'm tired as fuck right now.
Beg for mercy.
I have a feeling she might not be able to do it off of her E, at least not easily, but we'll see. Okay, that's no problem there. I'm doing it too soon. So I don't know if she has a hard time doing it, or I'm just not used to her movement. Like I'm used to using like a D-Luke style Claymore moveset. I'm definitely having a way harder time doing this with her though than D-Luke. She can do it. She absolutely can do it. I think I'm just not used to it. I'm doing it either too early or too late. I wouldn't be shocked if the window is smaller on her though. Fucking doing it too late on that, I think. I hate this move. It's just boring. It's not hard. It's not even remotely hard to dodge. Yeah, I think I suspect her window to do it is smaller than D-Luke's. I mean, again, this is very small sample size. I'm not used to it yet, but it definitely feels that way. Because man, I'm really struggling to get that off. You know, I'm tired and everything, and that, you know, that affects your reaction speed. But I don't know, maybe I may just be fucking tired, because I'm not doing so good on D-Luke either here. I mean, I'm definitely getting it more on him. I do think I am tired. Well, I mean, I know for a fact I'm tired. I slept for 4 fucking hours. That don't do so good.
Beg for mercy.
I'm not sure you can do it off that though. That has such a recovery time on it. Well, I'm glad you can do it, but it's quite awkward. I'm not sure it'd be practical. I don't know, if you got used to it and you knew exactly when to do it, it might not be too bad. Practice makes perfect. I don't think she can do it off that though. That has such a recovery on it. Okay, well, I'm gonna wrap up here in a moment, so we might as well grab our loot. Because, you know, those chaos cores are really important, you know. Oh, I should, like, do my dailies. That would be wise. You know what, let's bust out Kaya. We're just talking about him. We'll go double ice here.
Oh, I'm looking forward.
Chaos cores are important to me. I know they legitimately are used for a variety of things, but they're pretty easy to come by. So they're not that big of a deal, I would say. I like her more than I thought I would, though. I'll gear her eventually, but it might be a spell. I've got a few other things I want to work on. How long do we have before the Abyss resets? That's a good place to test if something is effective or not. Fucking fuck. Wait, I'm supposed to be doing, there we go. Dude, I kind of want to work on Benny, honestly. Like, Benny's really effective, he does what he needs to do, but he does not have good gear, and I want to give him really good gear so he does, like, some damage on his own. Because he's just fun, like, to play, and his constellations down the line make him... I think he'd be really fun as a solo unit, like, super fun. So I want to, like, have him where he's, a good team support, but then if I want to use him solo, he will work. I'm really trying to get used to Dragon Striking again, and I'm just not getting it. Anyway... One thing I like about when you have Kaya and Rosaria on the same team, you can use your ult so frivolously. Because, like, they allow each other to get their ult so quick, it's like, who cares? Yeah, dude, my Kaya, yeah, I don't, oh, hold on, let's, do our story summon here. Do I get another story summon if I level her one more time? Or actually, maybe I already have it, I just have to collect it. Let me see. Where is she? Yep. No, I think I have to level her one more time. No, okay, there is one, but I get one more if I level her one more time. Okay, we'll do that. That's like the budget time to stop anyways at 80. I need to grab XP soon. Alright, give me the goods. I just love how, even if you get nothing, you know you're working towards your story safety net, because the story has its own safety net, and that's a really nice thing, so. Pyro impact. Yeah, no, Pyro is so good in this game. Well, they're gonna buff Electro soon, so that's the thing. I'm looking forward to that. So, as far as I can tell, Beidou, when she has her Constellation 4 up, she does not override an enchantment, right? From like not Hans doing the ice up for your normal attack, so she applies both at once. Because she does do it with not Hans, where she applies the light, she can just superconduct every hit. So that means if I get Benny's Constellation 6, you can overload every attack. And they're gonna buff Overload soon. That's gonna be so strong. Unfortunately, I have like no copies of Benny at all. So, but yeah, it's kind of unique because her lightning thing doesn't count as like an enhancement, so it doesn't override. So you don't have like the issues like D-Luke enhancing his own flame and the not Hans, you know, with the ice and stuff like that. So that's gonna be pretty awesome for her. So I'm looking forward to that. I think it's gonna be quite the thing. I literally had this daily yesterday. I normally do this without angering them. Let's see if I can do it off memory. Not angering these guys. It's either this one or this one. I'm gonna say it's the really long one. Okay. And I think it's that one. I want to see the last one has like a Z in it. Fuck, I got one wrong, and you know, it just totally decredits all of your work before that. You know, you didn't build up any kudo points there. Bullshit. It evolved into violence. You must have said something really offensive. I like Hilly Trolls too, man. Feels bad. I don't normally mess that up. I hope that side quest turns into something eventually, because some of the side quests like go somewhere. Like, what's her name? Anna, right? They've had a few like that. I hope they do that with more. Like the Lost Relic one, that obviously should be like finished at some point. Character development, world development. What's her name? Ellie or something, right? The wants to be the knight, right? These enemies are so weak. I can't take advantage of how good Kaya is. Look, he's already dead. That's why I want a hard mode. I want like New Game Plus, or you know, like those resistant orbs from that event to the enemies, right? I want to be able to do shit. At least you can replay the Abyss, but the Abyss is kind of stat checky, so. But the enemies are actually tough enough to not just spontaneously explode. She'll be a night before Noelle. Feels bad. I have not done Noelle's follow-up hangout. I need to do that. See, look at that. By the time I cast my ice and I'm ready to melt spam, they're all dead. Why did I kill those? I haven't killed those in, like, since the game came out. I, like, never kill those guys. And I even said I didn't want to kill those guys because they're like the only Healy trolls that play nice with the slimes, right? The slime is just hanging out. I'm a bad person. Thankfully they respawn, right? They're just in a waiting room right now. I blame the bloodlust. I blame the sleep deprivation, you know. That was some total autopilot there.
Everybody stand back.
Oh, look at this! Look at this! It's melt, melt, melt! And when that runs out, you could use hers, right? And just keep going, and then you could like D-Luke ult, right? And if you just use her skill when it's off cooldown, you'll get Kaya's ult in no time at all, and you just keep the pain train rolling. I feel like a bad person right now. My chat's not letting me live this one down. Max enhancement. The reason I'm not sure they're ever gonna have Noelle become a knight because it messes up her bio and everything. Like the way they design the character, the way her voice lines are, it's like she's not, you know, she's trying to become a knight. So I don't know, maybe they add new voice lines, or you know, if you do X, Y, and Z, then you get new voice lines or whatever. I don't know. I mean, that'd be cool, but I'm afraid they're not going to put in that kind of effort and she's going to be in limbo forever. I really hope I'm wrong, though. I want character development, not just for Noelle, just in general, right? Okay. Before we wrap up, I should probably use my AP or I'm going to forget. I want to get Benny gear. What do I want to give him? Like, in the long run, what's the goal? I love having Noblesse on him, though, because that is just awesome. You know, he already gives you a nice big stat boost, and then if he's giving, you know, even more, so I could just get better Noblesse pieces, right? Because some of these are okay, but like you got big, massive crit damage there, but he has no crit chance right now. But so I want energy. What I'm looking for is energy recharge. That's like the most important thing for him. But then I want the practical thing is tanky stuff, but I want damagey stuff, right? So I'm looking for like attack and then crit, I guess. I mean, his gear's okay. What's holding him back? Oh, okay, that's level 0. Okay, that is not okay. Wow, I had no idea this. I knew I had like min-maxed him. That is so shit. It's not even leveled. It's purple. It has 2 stats. Okay, I've been using him in Abyss. I've been using this boy and winning. I've been winning in the Abyss with Benny Boy having a level 0 purple flower with 2 stats on it. Okay, this needs to be replaced. Any chance I have something that's better than that already? So he has a 5th piece of gear though that can be any set. Right now, what slot is it? Right now it's the hat. So I could replace the hat, or I could replace this if the hat becomes Noblesse. So that's my options, is find a better hat that happens to be the Noblesse set. Let's see, what do we got here? So I don't hate the idea of crit rate like this, because he's got a lot of crit damage stuff, and I mean, Benny critting, I mean, I'm not going to complain about that. Does healing bonus, it would affect about healing per tick, right? But it would still never go beyond 70%, so that's not that great. This is a good piece of gear, though, for some people, because it's crit damage, attack, and energy recharge. That's not bad. But I don't think that's right for him. I don't mind this. It's almost wasted on him, though. Well, not really. I mean, Benny's going to be one of my most used characters. You know, flat HP, flat attack is bad, but crit damage, crit rate, attack, that's all right. No energy recharge on that one, though. Yeah, you could go pyro damage, because you're mostly using him for his E and his ult. Do I have a pyro gauntlet on him? I don't. That's unfortunate. Elemental mastery, I guess, is fine. It's not really ideal, though. I do... Is this plus 0? Oh, no, it's plus 20. The stats on this are pretty good, though. It's in Ultimate Mastery though is a little iffy on him though. That might need to be replaced. This is it didn't like level the energy recharge. It's not that great either. A lot of the stuff can be improved. This is fine. This is totally fine. The problem is I have no crit rate. So what about this one? Okay, these are definitely better. That's all right. But I want energy. Okay, that's better than what I have, but it's not super great. I'll go with this for now, just because energy recharge is really what he wants. So I guess this hat stays for now. Does it though? Wait, hold on. Let me look at what we have equipped right now. So right now, this is basically giving us 46% attack, which is not particularly useful for him, and then the energy recharge, and that's it. I mean, everything else is pretty much useless. I mean, I guess 11% health isn't bad. If you can tank an extra hit, great. But so if, let me think, if I change the flower, this can be anything. This can be any. It doesn't have to be a noblesse piece. So, and in the long run, I want a pyro goblet, I think. Pyro damage. Man, I can't wait to have a good Benny, man. I think it's gonna be great. Well, let's look at crit rate here. You could get energy recharge as a main stat too. That's certainly good for him. You can make the goblet the offset piece. That's true. That's probably a good idea because the goblet is the one that can have the big stat, right? That's you do that on a lot of characters. Okay, let's look then. What do we got here for pyro? We'll check pyro first. So we're looking for energy recharge as a substat. That's the main thing. That's almost amazing, but it's not quite. The flat attack isn't the best. It's still okay. I mean, if it just levels the crit and the crit damage and the elemental mastery, you know, that's really, not necessarily for Benny, but for some people, this is quite good. I should lock that actually. That's not half bad. Okay, there's pyro and energy recharge and flat attack. No crit, but that's not bad. That's not bad. I don't know what you mean. Do you mean like, you know, an air dash or a double jump? I don't know what you mean there. Okay, this one, it's got the energy recharge, but everything else is kind of shite. Not bad for a 3-star right there, actually. Okay, looking like this one. It's not god tier, but it's fine. And that would mean this would need to change to a noblesse piece. What did we have here? I mean, I guess this one for now, honestly. It doesn't have energy recharge. It's either that one or this one. How much? No, wait, that's the healing bonus one. I mean, this is, honestly, if I was playing purely for Abyss mode and being, like, effective, I would do this one. I mean, healing for more is certainly not a bad thing. It'll heal you back up to full, like, super fast. And it's got the energy recharge, which is what's important. But we want Benny to do fucking damage while he's supporting, because that's cool. So we're gonna go with this one, because we want Benny the crit. Okay, so then we want the pyro, which I think we want this one. Okay, now we just need to enhance this stuff. Let's see, do I got any like leveled up stuff that I don't actually want to keep? Because the ratio is pretty favorable. I think I do, but they might still be locked. I'll have to look through, because I think I've got several things that I've leveled that I know in the long run I'm not keeping. I think some of them are still equipped to people, though. I can think of like 2 or 3, though, that I know. Let's see, what are these? That is not great. I mean, it's a lot of energy recharge, but it's all defense stuff, but then it's attack main stat. Because, yeah, I'm okay with just blowing that up. There's a Pyro Noblesse goblet there. Wait, hold on. Was there? Where's my Noblesse? So hard to pick out text when you're tired. I feel like I've seen it and I'm just not, there it is. Okay, we got one on her. It's got crit damage, no energy recharge. Okay, that's still not. I'm okay with doing it the way we're doing it, just because the substats here aren't quite what I'm looking for. Let's see, did I already equip it? I did, okay. Okay. Oh, hey, it procced the bonus, and it actually went from a plus 16 to a plus 19. Okay, he supercharged the energy recharge. Unfortunately, we leveled the flat defense, but we got a lot of energy recharge there, so overall I'm happy with that. I'd love to get the attack stat once. So this is a 50-50. If we get the flat attack, we're happy. If we get the energy recharge, we're happy. If we get the health of the defense, we're not happy. The health is definitely better than the defense, though. Like, that little of defense is just, that's so fucking irrelevant. Come on, give me the goods. Damn it. I mean, it's still okay. I mean, it's not optimal. In the long run, we'll probably replace this, but it's all right. It's good enough, right? It's not garbage, but it's certainly not a treasure either. All right, this one, it's 50-50 again. The crit damage is good, the flat attack is good, or the percent attack is good. The flat attack and HP, though, suck. So this is a pretty 50-50. Again, this is probably something we'll replace in the long run. But as we're seeing right now, I mean, the XP transfers pretty well. Come on, RNG. Hey, look, it went from a 16 to a 19 again. It did pretty much everything except for the crit, which kind of sucks. I mean, it did the percent attack a lot, so that's fine. I think it did HP once, and I think it did attack once, and I think it did this twice, I think. Okay, we get one more, though. Upgrade. Come on, give me the crit damage. Crit damage, crit damage. Damn it! Benny, why you want health so much? I mean, sure, not dying is good, but that's not even that much health, so... Damn it. That could have gone better. Let's see. Is this one we want to keep in the long run? Because it's at 19, but it only has the energy recharge, and it hasn't even procced it. Let's see what... This has to be a noblesse piece, though. We have no choice. Ooh! That's a lot. Is that too much, though? Is there a point where you just have too much energy? Right? Like, his energy recharge right now is really high. Another 47%. I don't know, though. Getting your ult in 1E, I mean... I don't mind it. Let me check what else we got. I mean, we're losing a lot of attack stat there, but, I mean... Come on. I don't mind. Okay, let's do that. And besides, I can always switch back. You know, this game doesn't cost. Unlike Epic 7, this game allows you to switch out your gear for free, so you can play around as much as you want. Hopefully, we get a good final one. Like the crit rate. The crit rate would be exactly what we want. Damn it! Damn it! Not good luck right now. Pretty much every time we've done one of those, it has not gone the way that we want it to. Okay, this one doesn't even have energy recharge on it. This is not that good. Is there not one better than this? I mean, yeah, the crit damage is okay. I know what we had before was unbelievably bad, so this is definitely an upgrade, but that is not noblesse, and nothing about bloodstained. Like, that's such a different thematically. I don't know what I'm doing here. Do I not have one? Is that why it's not showing up, or am I just blind? There it is. That's a kind of okay. Why did I pick this one over this one? I mean, neither of these are like optimal for Benny, but this is fine. I mean, crit rate is kind of important. Because we don't have, there's not much reason to have crit damage if you don't have good crit rate. That does have energy charge, which is what we want. I'm gonna go with this one, though, for now. Like, in the long run, I might give this to somebody else that was for once noblesse, but is also an actual pure damage dealer. But in the meantime, I think this is fine. This is not good, but I don't know if I want to blow it up just this second, just because it's okay filler. Same for this. This is okay. I mean, these are okay items. They're not, like, super optimal. I don't know if I want to blow them up, though. I mean, I don't see me using that one, though, anytime soon at all, so I think I'm okay with eating that. I've got some pretty good choices when it comes to lightning stuff, because I do the lightning domain a lot, so... The competition for that one, I just don't see it ever making the cut. I should probably get rid of some of the... Like, I have so many, like, legendaries that I'm, like, never going to use. I should really, blow some of those up. I would really, all these pieces of gear, like, so many of them have crit rate, but, like, none of them have leveled it, really. I'm hoping this one does. I want to see the fruits of our labor here in a second and see what our Benny can do. I can't wait to get constellations on him, man. He's got some cool stuff. Yeah, I was right under Bloodstain. Okay, at least we got a crit thing there. Okay, well, Benny is, I think, a good bit stronger now. So his crit rate is 45. That's nothing amazing, right? Like, that's nothing amazing, but it's a decent crit chance, and then his energy recharge is pretty ridiculous. Alright, let's see the boy in action. Yeah, I really want to see the energy recharge, that's the part.
It always rains when I go on an adventure.
Poor guy. I really do like Benny, though. I've enjoyed his, like, hangout and everything.
Teamwork is true. Let's light it up.
Okay, I mean, that's... Yeah, the energy recharge is not overkill. Like, it's not. Although I will say, when you're playing, like, D-Luke, you're gonna passively get Benny's ult out of nowhere, like, all the time. Yeah, it's pretty quick. That moment when you got your ult and it's still on cooldown by so much, right? Like, it had 8 seconds on it still. Yeah, I mean, he's not gonna do amazing damage, but he does okay damage, and then his energy recharge is so good that I'm gonna have no problems getting my ult on cooldown. Like, no problem at all. Okay, I'm looking forward to using that for, like, actual content. Oh yeah, I forgot. I'm supposed to use mine. Okay, I guess I don't need to go do anything to get Benny gear right now. I guess his gear is good enough. So I either need gear from here or the new one for what's-her-face. This one would be for not Hans. He has decent gear. I'll do, like, maybe a few of both. What I'll do is, because I need to wrap up because I'm losing my mind, I'll use those apple things that use your stuff twice as fast and you get twice the drops. D-Luke is the Benny support. Yeah. I imagine if you got super min-maxy and you had all of his constellations and stuff, you probably could use Benny as a DPS. Might not be optimal, but I'm sure you can make it work. And if Benny's your favorite character, like, if he was my absolute favorite character, I would do that. If my favorite character ever turns out to be a support like Benny, but that could be a damage dealer, and they're my favorite character in the game, I'll do it. Like, no question, I'll do it. If I really like the character, I'll make them the DPS. I'm just happy that my child now is pretty good. My child team is quite solid. It's still not quite as good as my fire team, but it's good, and I'm really happy about that. I was gonna switch to Beidou, that's why I stopped moving, and then I realized that Beidou's not on this team. So, that didn't work out. Just gonna ice up the ice enemies, you know. kind of face tanking a lot because I'm being lazy. Don't know why I used Rosario's ult there, but it'll be fine. You know, Benny did okay damage there. It wasn't, you know, 10 out of 10 or anything, but it was fine. I use energy recharge on my Noelle build, but defense or attack is good for her. Yeah, I've seen that with Zog, because he gets the ult a lot, and the ult just hits so fucking hard. That's what I want to do for Noelle in the long run, is I want to have a lot of offensive stuff or defense, and then get the ult really quick, because then that's useful to the team, because her ult will let her always heal, and if you have lots of defense, the shield will be very strong. So that's, I think, the direction I'm going to go. If this just wasn't health, this would be pretty good. That's kind of filler gear right there. I'm still using a ice team for some reason, but we'll roll with it. I'm also using a bunch of characters that are at friendship 10, but who gives a crap? Fuck, I walked into the thing. Kind of in a bad... there was like no way not to get hit there. I should have like dodged, you know, so I wasn't in the trail of ice stuff. That would have been the trick.
Everybody stand back.
Oh, so sorry.
Actually, I had to iframe that, so I didn't have a lot of health.
Freeze.
Oh, should not have done that last one.
Punishment. I'm going in. Let's light it up.
Nope, shouldn't have done that either.
Let's light it up. You can't run.
Don't get frostbite.
Teamwork is dreamwork.
Time for retribution.
So much uptime on Melt, man. Hey, how the hell, Bascalore? I remember that name. Thank you for the Benny DPS one of these days. Thank you for the 7-month sub, dude. I really appreciate it. I'm not gonna lie though, that sub startled the shit out of me. I wasn't expecting the... No one expects the Moriarty Inquisition, right? Alright, let's go to the other domain and grab some of that. Kind of want to get some Beidou action in here. If I ever get to the point where I have all the characters that I want, I will totally roll weapon banners, because you want better stuff for the characters that you like. Although, I often go out of my way not to use 5-star weapons because a lot of times the content's not hard enough and it makes it boring. Some of the 5-stars are fun though. They just have effects that are fun, and it's kind of sad sometimes you have to pick between
Let's go.
the two like that. I don't remember what's in this domain at all. Dare I do double lightning? You know what? I want to use child. Can you get away with child here? What even is this one? I have no idea, but I'm doing it. So Benny and then another fire character would make more sense, so we get the attack bonus. And actually, I should use Benny regardless if anyway, because he's just better. The reason I have it set that way is because in Abyss mode, I like to get used to that team, because in Abyss mode I have to split up my supports, so you can't do double Benny, unfortunately. Just wait. One of these days, she's gonna put the goggles down, and that's when Binny's serious, guys. That's when the violence comes out. Oh, this one, right?
Everybody stand. As you wish, me.
Machine gun go. Why am I not standing in Binny's ult?
Shouldn't let your guard down.
Hit me. Hit me. Go on, hit me. Swing. You're not swinging.
To ashes. No time to lose. I'm going in. Let's light it up.
Man, Child is awesome. I'm so glad I have a good Child team now, because for the longest time I had him and I just couldn't really use him that effectively. But he's working out pretty good these days, and I like it. One day I'll get a high constellation of Child. That's almost good. I mean, it's pretty good. It's not, you know, the HP and flat attacker, man. It's okay. I know, even better when you get those electro buffs, absolutely. And see, now I need a team though where Beidou is the main DPS. And I think if I ever get Binny Constellation 6, that's going to be the ticket. I think that applying that overload every single attack, that's going to be amazing. I can have her right now apply Superconduct on every single attack, and that's good. But like not without the ult, you don't need the ult. You just counter and you get it because of her Constellation 4. It's very good. I should have switched to Beidou there.
Teamwork is trick. Shadow Raven. Riptide. Let's light it up.
I could have used Child's E a while ago. So Beidou is still my favorite character, by the way, in terms of gameplay. Like, it's just awesome. Child is my favorite personality-wise. Beidou is my favorite gameplay-wise. Diluc is a really nice mix of the two. But Binny's really up there, man. That sounds awesome, Alan. That's my dream one of these days. Everyone always saying C6 Binny is bad, but I'm gonna make it work. And no, I'm not going to use the chef. Like, people act like I don't know about her or something. It's like, the reason I don't use her is because I don't particularly like her. I don't, like, hate her, but there's no world she ever makes the cut on my team, really. With all these characters I do like, there ain't no need for that. I tried to switch and ult really fast, but, did not work out. I just face tanked so much damage. Eula seems pretty fun, actually. I like her more than I thought I would. I wish that the writing in her story had been better, but I like the idea of her character, but the writing was pretty messed up. Didn't really actualize it so good. But the voice acting is fine. Her gameplay is actually pretty fun. I like the gameplay quite a bit, actually. I think it's quite unique.
Midnight Phantasm.
Binny with the execute.
Adventure time.
She must be your favorite because she's C6, uh-huh. Don't you start with me, chat. They're never putting second skills in this game. It's too much work at this point. You know, if they had to make an extra skill each time they made a new character, it'd be fine, but going back and giving it to all the old ones, they're never gonna do it. Is too late. I do use Mona for one thing, chat. And I'm actually, and because of this, I'm kind of grateful that I got her. Now, not that I got her 3 times, because nothing about what I'm about to do would require one to need her 3 times, but it is legitimately awesome. I can never remember which way to face, and the fucking teleport point always messes me up. Yeah, just about anyone that plays this game knows where this is going right now. Just grab this ore real quick. I don't come out here very often though, because I just can't be bothered. I hardly ever kill this boss because his location is so shit. I'm pretty sure, yeah, I knew I missed one. And like, I'd have to actually, you know, switch her off the team, or switch her on the team and then switch her off the team, right? It's a lot of work, but yeah, it's pretty nice being able to be like, hey, I need to fight the Earth boss. Let me just click the shift button and skip all this bullshit. I mean, she's honestly, if you like her, she's useful for a lot of stuff. You can easily set up a, you know, the vaporize thing. You know, you do this and then you spam fire and you'll get a lot of damage out of it. I mean, sure, there's a lot of other ways to do that, but if you like her, you can make her work, no problem. But I don't particularly like her, so the hat is good, but about all I got.
You want me?
Yeah, the hat's good. The hat is fine. God, the camera work in her side story, that was so ridiculous. They weren't even trying to hide it on that one. Wait, what do I need to do? Oh, I need to use the bench. That's what it is. There we go. We're not whiffing. We're not whiffing our AP now. Feels good. All right, boys. I am shocked I was able to stream that long and keep it together, but we got it. We'll definitely do FGO tomorrow. I do apologize not playing it today, but I was kind of pooped, and I wanted to do the side quest, and I felt like if I did FGO and then I tried to do the side quest, I just wouldn't be able to handle it. So, but hopefully, I've slept so bad these past few nights. I'm hoping I'll just like pass out tonight. And catch up a bit, so that would be nice. But hopefully FGO tomorrow, and yeah, thank you guys for hanging out. I had a good time, and I'm out of here.